Kia ora everyone, hello and welcome to ILT Stadium Southland. Thursday night hoops coming your way. Sky Broadband Rapid League first up, Sal's NBL later tonight, and a juicy matchup between the Sharks and the Hawks. Really important battle coming your way from the deep south this evening. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me. Good to catch up with him too. Of course, two-time Sal's NBL Championship coach Brent Matahari. Hello.
Oh, kia ora, Justin. Beautiful day here, down here in Murihiku. The sun was shining, and look, I tell you what, tonight's game, how exciting is this? You know, these matchups in that middle of the table where they're absolutely battling for it, and then also, you know, the guys coming off the bench really excited about playing a little bit of Rapid League. And, you know, my first time calling a Rapid League game, so I'll take a couple of deep breaths before we get into it, I imagine.
Yeah, it's always fast. There is the Sky Broadband Rapid League ladder on screen right now. Giants reigning champs in this competition, of course, sitting up on top. That is the top 6 positions as we head over to page 2. Down to the Sharks in 11th position with just the 1 win on the season. They would certainly love to double that here tonight. Let's have a look at the way that the visitors are starting. This Hawks team, a lot of young guys that have come through the system over the last few years. They are an exciting bunch. This is the way they line up for the Sky Broadband Rapid League here tonight. Harry Keeley, Campbell Scott, of course a former Shark, Campbell Scott, Jacob Murphy, Kirby Cutter, and also great to see him back running around, back from the States. Kahu Treacher will get the start tonight. The home team, the Sharks, let's see what they can do this evening on their home deck. This is the way they line up. Ledger, Hillu, Burtonshaw, Cooper and Collier. Plenty of shooting firepower amongst those 5. If they come out and they hit their stride early, it will be game on, of course. Rapid League 4x4 minute game. Only the players coming off the bench in the Sal's NBL tonight will be in action here in the Rapid League. Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. Let's have a quick look at the tail of the tape. Not a happy hunting ground right now for the Sharks, 0-5 in their last 5. Mind you, the Hawks haven't been much better at 1-4. These two teams, though, Brent, do shoot a fair few threes.
Yeah, no, that's the exciting part about this game. They like to let it go from beyond the arc. And I tell you what, though, Justin, I think you're looking at two teams that are, you know, building, especially the Sharks, and players who have been starting will be moving down into this Rapid League, wanting to continue to prove themselves and ensure that they're getting minutes in the NBL.
Great to see young 7-year-old Zoe Lemon, as we're told. Lemon like the fruit, she said. That's my name.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is. Zoe Lemon out of St. Teresa's school here locally. Favourite player? Zoe Bird.
He's great, so isn't he? Such a community man down here. I mean, obviously grew up in the Hawke's Bay, so yeah, that's going to be interesting. And I imagine Father Willie will be watching from there. And you know, those two are very different in the way they play basketball. You certainly didn't argue with Willie. Zoe, on the other hand, you'd probably argue with him, but he'd end up coming out smiling. Such an amazing young man. So, well, not so young now, I'm just getting older.
Zoe gets the photo with the Molten, and we're just about set to go. Sam Pan, Sharon Martin, and Blake Rosanowski are the officials. Brendan Douglas, a late withdrawal. Zoe finds her way off the floor. Sky Broadband Rapid League coming your way first up. Sal's NBL later tonight. Hawks in the white, Sharks in the maroon, and it'll be the visitors with the first possession here this evening. Love a little bit of Thursday night basketball action here on Sky Sport. Let's see what the Hawks can do on the road. These youngsters have spent so much time playing basketball together out of Napier Boys High School. Kylie up strong, Keeley I should say, Collier with the block. And now they're straight down to business, the Sharks. Hillu gave up the outside shot, got on the drive, sends it to Ledger. Cooper on the attack, back outside, shot clock down to 10. Johnny Hillu up and over the top. Both teams, Brent, with an early opportunity.
Yeah, I love the way the Sharks there shared the ball, you know, sending it around. I mean, I think all but one player touched the ball in that position. That's a really good opportunity. Here you've got the ones going down there in the post.
Treacher it was. Starting to make some real waves through his basketball journey in the States. He's on to the World Cup shortly as well, part of that New Zealand Junior Tall Blacks team.
Yeah, that's an exciting time for anybody that gets that opportunity to play in those youth teams. in those JTBs especially, you know, those World Championships, those Asia qualifiers, real great opportunity to show yourself to the world.
Bit of contact there. Now a chance, Jacob Murphy loves a three. That one looks deep. It is deep. They go again. Campbell Scott, sneaky little look. Backs it out, 10 seconds on the shot clock now. No scorers yet tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Just getting back to that junior Tall Blacks team, Brent, 10 of the 12 players named during the week, 10 of the 12 come out of the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think this, you know, you look at the same with the under-17 that was so successful. Those players, you know, you've got coming up tonight, you're going to see them. You know, Ball just going to be absolutely dominant in this league already. Has had an amazing season, and you've got Lockie Craig, Hayden Jones out of the Giants, and so on. And the names are really stepping up. And that was an under-17 team getting those opportunities to play, and it certainly gave Coach Leighton Hallington's team an opportunity to really perform on that world stage and make those semis. It was an amazing journey for them.
Campbell Scott crashes through the Chemist Warehouse hoardings on the sideline. Still no score in this game, and I've got to say, that is a little bit odd for a Rapid League game. These can be really high tempo scoring.
Yeah, I mean, the shots have been created. The ball's getting shifted around. There's been a couple of shots turned down, but I think they'll work this into. I'm excited to see, as you said before, you know, Southland are really chasing this. They're wanting to double those number of wins in the Rapid League. And there it is.
Opening points of the game, Tukaha Cooper, the man out of Northland, now down south with the Sharks.
Yeah, amazing to get a quick chat with him. Obviously, his role is pretty cool, and we were talking about the Muruhuku Mako as a name for the team, potentially.
Well, just listening to Tukaha Cooper speaking with you pre-game, fluent Māori, he's certainly got that down pat, hasn't he?
Oh, mate, it's a language that's on the rise, and certainly I'm working on that myself as well. So it's always a journey, and you know, to put the time and effort in it, just like anything.
I was fascinated listening to the pair of you converse, and there he is, the man we're talking about, Tukaha Cooper. Back-to-back baskets for him. Sharks out by 5.
Yeah, great early signs there from Tukaha. Obviously feeling it already, getting a couple of those going.
Treacher missed the shot and then took out Harry Keeley himself.
Yeah, good effort though on the boards from Keeley to get in there and get himself positioned. Oh, nice find.
Johnny Halou with the hot pass.
Yeah, it was a good look seeing it. I'm not sure if Tukaha was ready for that one. Gets a break now.
Sal's NBL last night. Start of week 10. The Airs took down the Bulls 117 to 91.
Yeah, I've heard you say it before. When it's not going well for the Bulls, it certainly might stack up on them a little bit. So certainly some challenges. I'm
happy to put it out there. My exact words are, as Campbell Scott launches the three and drains that.
That looked good the whole time.
He was happy with that. Let the Sharks know about it. My exact words with the Bulls is when they implode better than anyone else.
It's certainly a challenge. But there the Sharks are getting to the rim, getting some tough shots inside now, and it's 7-3 early. As you said, 2 minutes, they weren't scoring, but they've put it on now.
Late in this first quarter, Sky Broadband Rapid League. Scott Takara to Murphy. Got to go here. Pass errant inside, but there's a whistle. And that is one thing that we haven't seen a lot of in this first quarter, whistles.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, potentially Coach Hunkyung is looking to isolate Treacher there on the inside. Certainly seems to be a focus. Inbounding the ball here though.
2.4, Eagle had it. He was spread eagled and unable to finish. So that'll do us first quarter down tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. And after a very slow opening 2 minutes, the Sharks get the better of it late. 7-3. Not a lot to talk about in the Chemist Warehouse stats. It's been one of those games so far.
Yeah, certainly challenging start. I mean, obviously, right now you get that very brief, almost timeout-like opportunity to have a chat and see what they can work on in the second quarter of this, because they obviously, the Sharks will be really looking to use that speed advantage they have at the moment. They're getting a lot of penetration. And of course, Coach Hokianga will be trying to limit that penetration and ensure they tidy things up defensively.
Well, the quick break does allow us to have a look at the large Nonna pizza with thanks to Sal's. That's this week's Sal's special, available until next Tuesday. All the QR and online codes are right there for that large Nonna. And to get online and order a Sal's pizza, you have to do this. You need a little bit of fibre. There's the fibre starter, $50 a month for the first 12 months. skybroadband.co.nz. The best going around, the fibre starter with thanks to Sky Broadband. It's almost as if, Brent, I knew that was coming up.
I think you did, and I can let you in on a wee secret. The Manaki or hospitality down here is awesome. I gave Jill a phone call on the way down and I said, hey Jill, any chance of a bit of Sal's for halftime?
There we go. So you're saying we've got some pizza coming our way?
We've got some pizza coming our way. I'm looking forward to it.
Burtonshaw on the dump, down low underneath, looking for Riley Snow. Plucked by the Hawks. We'll want to start a little bit better this quarter. Now, certainly a young team that can score in a hurry. Treacher from outside, Kara with the rebound, Murphy. Wanted to go back to Kara, does that now, gets on that baseline drive, forcing his way in. Kobe Kara takes contact down the arm. Jack Ramage with the foul. And the Hawks are off to the Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah, just looking at that isolation play, trying to play ones against Ramage there and looking to take it at him, and he just got out of his cylinder a little there up high.
Kobe Kara, nice and relaxed, puts that first one away. Fascinating game in the Sal's NBL coming up tonight between the Sharks and the Hawks. Sharks have won 4 of their last 5 in the Sal's NBL.
Hey, they're on the rise. I was talking to Timmins prior to the game, and I said, look, you got a real shot with this group here. And they certainly do. But there's
Treacher off the glass, puts that in. And the Hawks with the opening points of this second quarter in the Rapid League tonight. Tukaha Cooper. Oh, coming down heavily. Riley Snow just took that mid-air, didn't he?
Yeah, ended up catching a foot or a knee on the way down as he's taking that ball on the jump. Let's hope he's okay. Seems to be moving around all right.
He's back to his feet. He's headed to the sideline. Here's the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. You'll see him take this mid-air and collect a body. Treacher it was. And that's the contact.
Yeah, just the landing space got taken away a little bit as the defender moved across to prevent that from happening. It's just a basketball play, I guess.
Sitting sideline in our commentary position, not only did we hear the thud, we felt the thud.
There's a little roo-roo through the floor.
Cooper looked good off the hand. Didn't go down. 7 apiece.
I like that shot from Cooper, though. He's feeling good about himself, and I like the way he's just looking to take that. That's a shot he certainly can make.
Two-time Otago Nuggets championship winning coach Brent Matahari joining us tonight here on Sky Sport. Sharks come up with it. Burtonshaw loves a 3. Oh, underneath Collier once, twice, gets it back. The big fella using his body, and in the end, he's going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, great effort there from Collier on the boards. He's one of the top rebounders in this Rapid League, the Sky Broadband Rapid League, and I like the way he was working there. He certainly put it up, give himself another opportunity to get that second rebound, and he's earned his way to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
I do like the fact that within about 15 minutes on air, Brent, you've got all the commercial assets down pat.
Mate, that's what it's about, isn't it?
It is.
That's exactly what it's about.
Pays the bills.
That's 100%.
Collier misses the first. Second one is good. So Sharks by 1 midway through this second quarter. Here's Campbell Scott. Spent some time with the Sharks, of course. Knows this court well. Kara in and out. There's Collier. Had it, lost it. Kobe Kara turning back to the hoop. And now he'll head off to the coloured stripe for a couple of shots.
Yeah, again, making that play at the basket, getting that physicality down low, shifting the defence, put the first shot up, but it cleared enough space in there to ensure he got an offensive rebound, was able to, again, take some contact and get to the Chemist Warehouse.
Total Energies Hawke's Bay Hawks in the Rapid League competition. Kobe Kara is one of those stories that has emerged from this rapid league. Literally, what was it, 4 or 5 seasons with the Hawks, barely getting opportunities on the floor, maybe a little bit of junk time here and there. Rapid league comes along, and he has just gone from strength to strength. Jacob Murphy is another one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, the Rapid League's given those players that opportunity to get on, you know, the Cells NBL court in a fast-paced game and perform. And right there is another example of that, getting to the basket. And a nice little inside pass for the reverse layup. Here he go again.
For Hayden Collier for the Sharks, out by 2. Scott loves a 3. He's just been a little bit deep a couple of times tonight, Campbell Scott, but keep an eye on him, because once he gets his eye in, he's usually loading up. Ledger from the corner, left that well short. Maz Taylor now getting a call up into this game tonight. Kara and Cooper.
That's a matchup. Here we go.
2 good young guns.
Trying to get that bump away.
Defense was good there. Maz Taylor sold the candy, launches from outside.
Just kept that left toe stuck on the ground. If you'd risen up any higher, there was a bit of travel.
Ledger's got a mismatch inside here.
Yeah, certainly does.
Sharks haven't seen that.
I think it's actually on the floor. Obviously, Burtonshaw is pretty tough there, and he's going to be they lack that size currently, but not utilising it.
Hilu on the drive. Ezra Eagle did well defensively. 38 to play in this first half. Campbell Scott.
2-for-1 opportunity and took it.
Bodied out of it by Cooper. Smart play, Campbell Scott.
Yeah, looked up the clock, saw that they can get 2 shots out of this last. Maybe the opportunity to give their player time out of.
GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Hawks on the move here. Campbell Scott aggressively to the basket.
I missed that one, Justin, the BNZ player timeout.
I haven't got that yet. Did we have a player timeout? I don't think we've had one yet.
No, just, okay. They may get that opportunity.
All right, they may. Yeah. The BNZ player timeout. We'll see.
The Hawks on next.
We'll keep an eye on that. I'll let you read the script for the BNZ player timeout if we get one. We'll see how you go. I'll mark you out of 10.
Yeah, there we go.
Ramage from the corner. He's opposite number 6. Scott with the rebound.
They've got a 24. They're probably not going to need it, but you might see one from Southland.
Here we go. He'll use all the time he can here, Campbell Scott. The trick is not to leave any time for the Sharks. Treacher doesn't care. He's just going to get busy inside. In and out. Oh, coming through. Keeley.
Didn't take it.
And John Old, the coach of the Sharks right beside us, was screaming out to his team to take the BNZ player timeout and advance the ball. So half-time here. Hawks lead it by 2. Low scoring, but a nice competitive game unfolding between the Sharks and the Hawks. Cells NBL to come your way from 7 p.m. local time. And look ahead to that one. It's going to be a red-hot contest tonight. So much on the line. The 2 teams locked together on the ladder. 5 wins and 6 losses apiece. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats to halftime here. And the points have been pretty hard to come by, Brent.
Yeah, no challenge there for those points, but I like the way Tukaha's playing. I think he can, if he can get going, get a bit more space, he's going to increase that. And Campbell Scott, obviously, he can fill it up from behind the arc. So just think they've been a little bit quick with their offense, but the scoring from the Hawks has been coming from the inside. They're putting pressure in the paint and picking up a lot from the line as well. So rebounding, obviously, there's been a few around, and there you can see that the rebounds are going the Hawks' way. Certainly dominating the boards at the moment.
Got 5 offensive rebounds as well, the Hawks.
Yeah. Kobe's, as you said, he's standing out these days, really taking those opportunities that the Rapid League offers. So.
Johnny Hilu with the 3 assists so far, leading the way for the Sharks. Sharks, interestingly, shooting at 33%. They've only put up 12 shots. The Hawks have put up 18 shots. Only hit 3 of them. They're going at 16%. I mean, they have a lot left to give, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, and that's will drive your percentage down. But they're obviously those possessions, they're getting down to that end, and they're scoring those points per possession. So Looking forward to this third quarter. It's really make or break, I think. If a team can get a bit of separation in this, then they can really hold on in that fourth. But we'll see how it goes, see how it plays out. Official
stats partner of the NZNBL, Chemist Warehouse, looking ahead to tomorrow night. We are headed to Tauranga, the Phi up against the Saints. And the Phi are a different looking unit, let me tell you. Anzac Rosetto comes into that team, and Mojave King for the Phi.
Yeah, let's go Mo King. Actually, last time he played was down here.
It was, yeah. So going to be a really good matchup tomorrow night between the Phi and the Saints. Treacher feeding Keeley. He'd like to take that one back again.
Yeah, again, the Hawks getting inside to give themselves a chance of scoring, but didn't come away with it that time. But I like the way their intent to beat something. And there's at the same time getting inside there.
Speaking of intent, yeah, Johnny Hillu just leaving that one short. An opportunity at each end to start this third quarter. Scott, Murphy can launch from deep. He's fouled on the shot, and he's going to get some shots here from the Chemist Warehouse. It's going to be 3 for Jacob Murphy.
Yeah, Ramage closing the gap a little bit too much there, and every shooter's going to have a little bit of drift in, and Jacob Murphy a little bit there and was able to get a little bit of contact on that land.
Well, not only has this young man's game matured, his choice of hairstyle has matured a little bit over the years as well. That mullet, not as long as what it once was.
Oh, look, you know, remember the days of 2020 with the boys of the mullets turning out to support JK, and now JK's, you know, the general manager of the Hawks.
Yeah, that was an image for sure. Jared Kenny will be watching on tonight. Hope you're well, JK.
Yes, hope you're getting some sleep, mate, with the new one.
I'm sure he is. Burton Shaw. Nice defense there. Has that come off Burton Shaw's leg in the end? It has. So the Hawks with a little win and a chance to extend this margin.
It's frustrating. You get in there, you get that opportunity to score, and there's a little hand in there and knocks it off your knee and goes out of bounds. Created the opportunity getting inside on the drive.
Campbell Scott. Expect to see him play some important minutes later tonight in the NZNBL. Murphy.
Yeah, looking to get Murphy the ball again with that option. Coming off the staggers.
Treacher on the attack. Ledger defensively did really well. Oh, turnover straight into the hands of Scott. Errant pass from Snow. Treacher down the middle.
Oh, that's Coach Killer right there. You've done a great job defensively, and then just a quick turnover to allow the Hawks an easy bucket and to take a 6-point lead. Third quarter, that separation, what I'm talking about.
Just losing the grip of it there. Burton Shaw. Murphy running the lane up and over the top. And I reckon the feet were in the no charge circle here. This is going to be a block. It is. Foul is on Johnny Hillu.
I mean, we haven't got a great look at the floor, but yeah, I think you're right. The adjusted feet were inside that charge block circle.
There's that steal and finish for Treacher.
Yep.
Murphy converts. Yeah, I think the Barnacle officials were all over it on that occasion.
Oh, Sharon Martin is a good one. Very good.
Second is a miss. But they've definitely made their move here, the Hawks.
Yeah, and you make your move on defense, and at the moment the Hawks defense is certainly shutting down any opportunities that the Southland Sharks think they might have already had. And so here we are again. Some movement, but looking at Tukaho, trying to play one-on-one.
On the step back. He may get it back. He does. He gets busy. He gets to the rack, and he adds 2 for the Sharks. Tukaha Cooper.
Yeah, that's certainly, hopefully that's something that gets the Sharks moving, get this home crowd into this game. They're going to need it here to close this gap on this Hawks team, who seem to be executing really, really well at the moment. Things are working well for them.
A little bit of Sharks news as well, Brent, has come our way tonight. So Sam Timmins, of course, came in for his first game a few days ago against the Nuggets. We'll see him again tonight for the Sharks, but we can confirm that Braden Inga arrives tomorrow.
That's exciting, yes. I got that news as well. Saw that post, and I know how excited the Sharks are about Braden coming back. He has been a stalwart down here and performed really, really well. And you know, as I was saying, I was talking to Sam, I said, they're putting some shooting around a 7-footer, you've got an opportunity to be good.
Sterling Sports merch in-store or online. There's the QR code if you want to go to the online store to pick up some Sal's NBL team gear. Campbell Scott grab some of his gear as well for the Hawks.
Yeah, great shot there, getting that open space, and they're certainly opening it up here.
Sharks need to respond. The Ledger pass fortuitously fell to Burtonshaw, but there's an offensive foul there.
No, we missed that. It's just an out of bounds. That tough defender on the sideline there, Justin.
Take that back.
That black line along that sideline is one of the best defenders in the league, along with the second best is probably the baseline.
Shea Illy's probably the best.
Well,
sideline
actually,
number 2,
yeah,
baseline number 3.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go with Illy at 1.
Yeah, Illy at 1, sideline, baseline. All right, there's our top 3. No, it certainly came out this. I saw the comms and I was like, yeah, probably agree with that.
Eagle. There was a bit of a bump there from Collier. I reckon he might have got away with one there, Hayden Collier.
Hayden Collier was in great position. You're going to hear that a lot from me. That was right in the chest. Right in the chest. I think there's a good no call.
As long as you don't sit here and scream out to the referees tonight, I'll be happy with that. I've seen you in action.
Oh, it's all right. I'm on their side now, and I'm working with them, remember? I'm on their side.
Well, tell us, actually, it's a good chance to have a chat to you about this. Oh, nice basket there. Yeah, Cooper again. Right on the buzzer. That won't go down. So, margin at 6 at three-quarter time. Hawks with a better third quarter. Low-scoring game tonight in the Sky Broadband rapidly. Sharks with some work to do, 1 quarter to play. You watch a fair bit of the coverage of the Sal's NBL. Just give us your perspective on maybe your favourite coach to watch as a coach, but also theatrically some of the coaches you look on from a distance running up and down the sideline.
I love Fitch. I think he's one of the...
He probably fits in both of those points,
he certainly does. And I like the way that he prepares his team. I saw him in that game. I think it might have been their first one against the Nuggets. And I was like, Perez was doing a great job, earning fouls, getting to the line. And Sammy Dempster took on that role. And I was like, you know what? I guarantee Sammy Dempster is not going to put his hands in. But he did it 3 times, and as I said, working with referees, and they pinged him 3 times, and I said to him after the game, I said, Sammy, you didn't read the scout. Keep your hands out. And he goes, yeah, I blew it 3 times. So the amount of work Fitch puts in, I love it. In terms of theatrics, I guess you hark back to some of the ones that you used to have around here. I used to love Bevo down here.
Yeah.
He was certainly theatrical. Some of the comms and timeouts were certainly interesting to watch on the
with Bevo.
Yeah, with Bevo.
Yeah.
Wasn't never afraid of saying how things certainly were.
They're a bit of fun around the league, aren't they, the coaches? Little hand on that from Treacher, but underneath, good finish, Burtonshaw.
Yeah, they need to start the Sharks, and getting a bucket and going to the line is going to close that gap, give them a wee sniff here. They certainly need to finish with some momentum. The Rapid League's so important, I think, to the NBL. The guys are watching it and they're supporting it. And you'll have the Sharks are down the end watching the game and supporting their teammates. Yeah, it is and they get a bit of a flow on.
Yeah, they do. I agree with that. I think we're seeing it more and more. The 5 players who start the games in the Sal's NBL, of course, they can't play in the Rapid League. It's only the players coming off the bench. That is the key part of this innovation. And you're right, you do see the starters really getting into it on the sidelines. Treacher there with 2.
Yeah, nice isolation play for Treacher. They're looking to bring either Campbell Scott or one of their shooters on the other side, but really it was an isolation play for Treacher. So maybe we see that again in the NBL, in the Sal's NBL.
Burtonshaw now around the body of Collier, dumped it in for the big fella, wasn't able to handle it. He's just reaching in Burtonshaw now with the foul on Maz Taylor. Look down the Sharks bench at the moment, just beside us, and Keelan Boone on the edge of his seat, Sam Timmins, Josiah Alec, Caleb Asbury, they're all there. So Burton
on the bike,
watching on to see how this one finishes. 3 minutes to play. Certainly the Sharks still in this contest.
Yeah, big possessions these next 2 or 3.
Got to get a stop. Taylor, Scott, Has the big fella right in front of him. Goes over the top.
Good challenge.
And there's a foul underneath. I think that's going to be on Burtonshaw. So it looked like both players were tangled up, and Burtonshaw's been pinged here.
Yep, seen on the baseline there.
Felt like a 50-50, but maybe a singlet tug or something like that.
Yeah, certainly on the backside of us. But yeah, frustrating foul. You do all the work, get the missed shot, and then they come away with the oh, nice play there off that.
Baseline, and Kobe Kara finishes straight down the alley. Yes. So that takes the margin out to 8.
Need this.
Cooper banging bodies. Defense comes up with it. They're on the move now. The Hawks in full flight. Scott sends it out to Kara through traffic for 2. Hawks are home tonight, you would think. Scored the last 2 baskets, out by 10 with 2:20 to play.
Yeah, defense leading on to offense and unable to get any, I guess, static possession down there, the Sharks.
Collier.
Hawks are just rolling through.
And a foul called here.
On the pass, so they'll be from the baseline. Subs coming in.
Interior defense there. Treacher with the push. They need a lot to go right from here, the Sharks. Scoring.
Maybe Johnny or Tukaha to get a couple of triples up.
Well, he's certainly capable. Scoring has not been a strength of the Sharks in the Rapid League. This may be the first one, Brent. A little bit deep, back of the iron. Treacher comes up with it. The Hawks were just steady here, although Kobe Kara says no, we won't.
That's Rapid League, Justin. We don't steady things down in Rapid League.
Treacher up over the top, doesn't get the soft roll. Just over 1.5 to play.
Oh, nice play.
Collier, end to end. It's been called for the offensive foul, and he actually thinks, well, I thought at first he was headed to the line thinking the whistle went his way, but it did just drop that shoulder, didn't he?
Yeah. The defense there was certainly in position, able to get down. He committed to the drive, and as a defender, probably a bit more foot speed, was able to get his chest in front and take that charge.
You talked earlier, Brent, about the way this Sharks team has changed up a fair bit from, you know, the first few weeks or the first month and a bit of the season. I mean, Tukaha Cooper and Johnny Hillu at one stage were both starting for the Sharks.
That's it. And I mean, you talk about the Hawks game 1.
Yeah.
They were. But
this team
the
was
majority
the
of
starters.
The floor.
Yeah, they were. You're right.
That's right. You know?
Big 3 there for the Sharks. That helps late, but it may be that it's too late. As you can see there, Treacher just settling things down.
Yeah, they'll use all the clock on the next 2 possessions here, the Hawks, if they're smart.
Both teams still have their BNZ player timeout alive. Eagle. Whoa. Went to the corner for Kara, but Kara had left. He'd gone.
Yeah, he left the building. Opportunity here. They've really got to take this and get a quick score.
Speaking of coaches, Jonathan Hume watching on.
Yeah, I like that. Can you buy that merch?
Well, right. Great merch from New Balance. You'll get that at Sterling Sports, but that will not be the attire that he'll be wearing tonight. I guarantee you, he is. I think he's the most impeccable.
Here we go. Here we go.
Tukaha Cooper. All of a sudden, pressure is on the Hawks.
Opportunity for an 8-second. They've stayed up.
Do they get it across the half? They do. Forget about Jonathan Hume being the most impeccably dressed coach in the competition. We're going to stay with the action.
Yeah, no, this is heating up here.
Got to get a stop here. Scott in and out. Sharks. Oh no, Scott comes up with it. Did well. And now that clock is with them. Sharks have to step out and foul. Gee, Campbell Scott comes up with the biggest rebound of the game.
Yeah. And I saw at halftime he was one of the players that were actually leading the rebounds, and the guards were certainly doing a great job of getting in and getting in, but that is certainly an important one. 2 shots here from the Chemist Warehouse to create that separation.
8 offensive rebounds in this game, the Hawks.
The effort stats are those offensive rebounds, getting yourself in and giving that opportunity to have second chance points.
And 12 of those 28 points are second chance points. BNZ player timeout. Here we go. This is your chance, Brent Matahati, to tell everybody out there what to do when this comes up on screen.
You've got to scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to this season's game. And when we say tickets to this season's game, the games are heating up, aren't they, Justin?
Yeah.
We've got some awesome games coming up. Scan the QR code, give yourself a chance to win tickets and get along to those NZNBL games and these Rapid League games, because this is what it's about.
With thanks
growth
to?
and development. Thanks to BNZ.
Nice, well done. 10 out of 10. Cooper, turnaround for 3, optimistic. And now
every point counts.
the Hawks will use their BNZ player timeout. Of course, every point does count. That's right. All of these points in Rapid League, for and against, move over to the NZNBL for the same team. So really important. There's that QR code again, by the way. Ticket to the big game with thanks to BNZ, inspiring the next generation of basketballers. Well, you're a coach that has been a part of this innovation as well. I mean, this is the only place in the world where this style of player timeout is in place. What do you think of it?
Oh, look, it adds an extra dimension to the game, especially down the stretch. You know, you're in your own timeout and you're talking about what's next. And you talk about every point counts. These two teams could be matched up, and then it's going to be on points percentage. So
Hawks are
so important.
Hawks are usually very good out of a BNZ player timeout as well. They're one of the best. Scott for 3. That won't go down. So that'll do us. In fact, I'm not sure, as the Hawks come off, that they ran the play that they wanted to play to go with out of that BNZ player timeout. It doesn't matter though. The Hawks have got home 28-22, a 6-point win in the end. And gee, it was a grind, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a challenge, obviously, for scoring down here. And there's twofold for that. One's not having the opportunities, which means the defense was after it. But there you go. Tukaha Cooper leading the way with the Sharks, and Kobe Kara dominating on the inside, but had plenty of support, whereas Tukaha probably a little bit less. And the scoring wasn't flowing for the Sharks. And I hope they'll be hoping that is not the case in the NZNBL. Again, guards sneaking in there, getting plenty of rebounds, and just look there at the dominance that the Hawks had in the rebounding stats. So Kobe Kara with 8. Johnny Hilu only increased his number of assists, and probably evident with the lack of baskets that were scored. But there's Campbell Scott sharing the love, and Collier with the only block of the game, which I think happened in about the first quarter.
Yeah, Campbell Scott, really good game. 3 steals there as well. He ended with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists and 3 steals. He's done all of that in about 15.5 minutes, so a pretty good return from him. Yeah,
not bad. I mean, obviously he's going to go into the change room, have a shower, get ready for the next game, and I think the key thing is they'll be needing him to step up in times and basically fill in some minutes. But he's a player that's been doing that for the last few years. I do well remember his breakout game in the first game of the NZNBL last year, which was the Manawatu Jets versus the Otago Nuggets, when he dropped something like 30 on Ty Webster.
He's also had, he's also had some big games on this court as well. So Campbell Scott may be one to watch for the Hawks tonight. Sky Broadband Rapid League final score: Hawks get home 28-22, and now all eyes, well, certainly not on us, don't worry about us, but all eyes are on tonight's NZNBL game between the Sharks and the Hawks. And I've got to tell you, I feel like tonight's game is one of those games, it's a turning point moment in the season for both of these teams. I think tonight will be a game that these two teams will look back on at the end of the season,
100%,
good or bad, as a turning point game.
And I imagine they're talking about that, have talked about that all week. I mean, obviously the Sharks probably have the shortest turnaround, having just played the Nuggets, I think, Sunday night.
Yep, Sunday.
But they've obviously, trying to embed Timmins into their offense and ensure that things are rolling through for them. And, Sam really just got here a day before, and so more production from him. How the Hawks defend his presence on the court, and along with all the other Sharks that are out there that have been performing so well through the season. As I said, you put some shooters around big guys and you give yourselves a real good chance to be there. But who's going to stop Jackson Ball?
Yeah, he's a great young man, isn't he? And we can confirm Darnell Cowart back for the Hawks tonight. So Sal's NBL coming your way, 7 p.m. local time from ILT Stadium South. And make sure you come back and join us for that one on Sky Sport. The Sharks and the Hawks.
The
Kia ora everyone, mai hara mai, hello and welcome to ILT Stadium Southland, right on the southern tip here in New Zealand. Great to have you with us. Week 10 of the season. Thursday night hoops coming your way. The Southland Sharks at home to the Big Barrel Hawke's Bay Hawks. Hope you're well wherever you may be watching, right around New Zealand of course on Sky Sport. Throughout the United States on ESPN, going into China tonight as well, and right around the world on FIBA YouTube. Justin Nelson with you, sitting right alongside me, 2 times Southland's NBL Championship coach, Brent Matahati. Great to catch up with you, Brent. A little bit chilly outside, but that's all right. You're used to it down here. Me, not so much, but I'll tell you what, it is going to be hot in the house tonight between the Sharks and the Hawks. Welcome.
We call it crisp. Yeah, but certainly hot in the house tonight. Look, this game, so much hinges on it. You know, we talked earlier that the positions of both teams in this competition, this could be that turning point. You know, this could be that tipping factor to send them on the way up or to roll down. So, yeah, big challenges.
So 82% going with the Sharks tonight on the mixandpick.com poll. You can cast your vote. That is a lot of people going for the Sharks. Here is the Southland's NBL ladder. Just one game in week 10 played last night. The Airs over the Bulls, 117 to 91. Rams up on top, Saints right there. There's the Airs slipping up into third. The Bulls in fourth, Jets in fifth, Tuatara in sixth. As we have a look at the second page, there has been a change. Now, the league announced earlier today that the Indian Panthers have withdrawn, and the results of all games against the Panthers have been taken out. So those who had wins dropped down. Those, well, no one had a loss to be fair, but the points for and against, and also what comes over from Rapid League, changes everything. This is now the brand new ladder going forward for the remainder of the season. The Panthers have withdrawn from the competition. We know what's happened there. We won't get into that, other than to say the basketball gets going forward. We get on with business, and here we are with the Sharks and Hawks tonight. And
we only have one differentiation, and that's points percentage.
Yep.
And, you know, every point counts, and this is the two. I think the 2 points are the ones the coach is going to be after here in the Souths NBL tonight, because this is huge. This is a moving game.
Yeah,
this moves you closer to that top 6 and gives you an opportunity to make those playoffs. And you know, Southland's made some additions, and you announced Braden Inga earlier on.
Coming in tomorrow, flying in tomorrow. Games coming up in week 10. Find the Saints tomorrow night. Now, the Fire have a couple of big inclusions there. Anzac Rossetto and Mojave King come into that Fire team. Yep, they take on the informed Saints. Giants and Rams Saturday afternoon. I'm heading to Nelson for this one. This a whole new meaning given the form that the Giants are in right now.
Oh, special. Especially the Giants love a win against the Rams. And you know, I talked earlier about Fitch and his preparation. They will be working really hard to have a crack at this.
Hawks on the double. They take on the Nuggets on Saturday night. Jets and the Bulls on Sunday, 12 noon for the Rapid League, 1 p.m. for Southland's NBL. Jets got an absolute hiding against the Saints last week. Bulls all of a sudden are starting to get a little bit fidgety and edgy. There's one other game on Sunday, by the way, Tuatara and the Saints. That's what's coming up.
Look, I tell you what, these two teams here, the Hawks and the Sharks, are hunting down the Jets and the Bulls.
Yep.
They are hunting them down. They're after those positions on the top of the table.
I agree. Let's have a look at the Hawks starters tonight. They've got the southern swing. The Nuggets to come in a couple of days, but all eyes on this one against the team in orange. Swakala ball greeter. Coward comes back in off that back injury, so a huge inclusion for the Hawks. Darnell Coward and Lukey Yates has been in a little bit of form as well. One player who knows this court well, we just saw him running around in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, is Campbell Scott. And we had the chance to catch up with him a short time ago. Here he is, Campbell Scott.
Well, Campbell, welcome back to Invercargill. We return, to the place you got your NBL start.
Yep, it's good to be back. You know, obviously started my career here, so it's a special place to me, and it's always cool coming back.
And now let's talk about one tonight, and then I guess the Hawks campaign thus far. We're in that situation where there is this log jam in the middle of the table, right? So she's a crucial one this evening.
Yeah, this one for both teams especially is really important for the season. A win here goes a long way, and yeah, both teams are going to look to come out strong to start, so it's going to be a battle.
And there are different lineup, obviously, the Sharks, quite literally, with Sam Timmins coming in. How's that changed the scout this week?
Yeah, obviously really tall now, some tall timber, so we're going to have to crash the glass a bit more, be ready to team box out, team rebound. That's going to be really big for us.
Good stuff, mate. Go well out there tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Bounce around or don't bounce around, he's one player to watch.
Yeah, certainly is. Coming off the bench, giving that spark. You know, we've seen those games from Campbell when he gets going. Very challenging to stop. And, you know, you've got players out there that are drawing a lot of attention, and now Campbell, without that, having to have that pressure of starting and controlling the game, gets more opportunity.
Well, let's have a look at the Sharks starters for this one tonight, the team in orange. They are in form right now. Burton, Asbury, Boone comes back into the starting lineup. Timmins, I think, will be better off for that run against his former team, the Nuggets, a few days ago. And Josiah Alec has been one of the finds of the season.
Oh, look, the effort and intensity that guy has on the floor, I love it. I honestly love the way that guy plays. Like, every possession counts with him. He
performs pretty well in front of a camera as well. Here he is, Josiah Alec.
Well, Josiah, she's an important one, right? This is, in terms of final six aspirations, a pretty vital night for both teams, really, isn't it?
Yeah, sir. I mean, we pick up this one, you know, we're kind of controlling our own destiny the rest of the way versus, you know, we drop it, we got to hope something else falls in our favor. But, you know, tonight, I mean, this is a great team. I mean, you know, they're getting Calvert back. They obviously got two of the top five scorers in the league. So, I mean, we're definitely not coming into this game thinking anything's for granted.
And tell us about the Sharks week as well. You've had a chance to train alongside Sam Timmins. How's that combination going, and how are you assimilating him into the group?
Yeah, I mean, he's great. I mean, having another big body and, I mean, just someone with his mind. I mean, he's obviously been in the game for a while and kind of knows what to expect. So, you know, last game was a great kind of reintroduction, you know, knock some of the rust off. But he's been great to get to know. Just been talking to him a lot about Japan and how all that went and how he's been loving it. But, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to spending the rest of the season with him. And
is it quite a change for you in terms of playing style, or what does that mean for what we've seen from you through the start of the year? Yeah, I mean, obviously getting to play more of the forward position rather than center has been an adjustment in itself. I mean, I really enjoy it. For one, I mean, that means I'm dealing with the second biggest guy on the court and not the number one biggest guy. So it definitely helps with crashing the glass. But, yeah, still just trying to find my way, figure out where I fit in the offense, and, I mean, just do what I can to help the team win. Wish you well tonight, mate. Good luck. Thank you.
He has become just about everyone's favourite in the league, I think, Josiah Alex. Certainly for Sharks fans, no doubt, but he's got a lot of admirers around the league. Yeah, I was listening to Kaysen the other night, but she was certainly waxing lyrical about Josiah Alec. I'm not sure. I guarantee it was about his playing ability. Oh, it's so much fun to watch. There's no question of that. Here's the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, and look at that form of the Sharks. Really, the only blip on the radar was that big loss to the Rams, but they're not the only ones that have gone through that. Really love the matchup of Timmins and Yates, but all of a sudden, with Coward coming back in, he may get the job. Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they match up. You know, do they throw some zone out there? Never too sure. I mean, Rugen, obviously, Illawarra has had a lot of opportunities to see fantastic work going on in terms of coaching, and so it'll be interesting to see how they play it, because obviously it draws a lot of attention, but you can't throw too much attention on Timmins when you have Josiah Alec. Coach Gruggan for the Hawks, Coach Yim for the Sharks. You talked about Coach Yim, that shoe game. These guys, they tell you what, they're nice shoes. Here is Zoe Lemon, and she said before the game, Lemon liked the fruit. 7 years of age from St. Teresa's School, and she takes the Molten out tonight. Sam Timmins and Luca Yates with the photo. Great to see Zoe there. 7-year-old fan of the Sharks. Her favourite player, Zoe Burton. It's great, isn't it? And I'm right there with her. I tell you what, you know, the Sharks have a great following in this community, and they certainly do a lot of work to ensure that continues. Massive one tonight in the Southland NBL between the Sharks and the Hawks. So much on the line, 5 wins, 6 losses apiece, and it is game on right from the start. Thursday night hoops in the Southland NBL. Here's Boone on the attack. Can't put it away. Swaka up strong, and all of a sudden now the Hawks on the charge. Wani Swaka. Yeah, miscommunication there on defense. No one picking up
Wani there, just able to get out in transition, and yeah, easy basket there for them. Not the way the Sharks would have wanted to stay at the start of their defence.
Opening points for the Hawks here tonight. Timmins, his first touch, hands it off to Asbury. Back to the big fella, Sam Timmins. Oh, Yates came across.
Yeah, nice action there. I think it was easily read though. Looks like they had that, but a nice inside the key handoff, able to get some space.
Justin Nelson, Brent Matahati with you tonight from ILT Stadium at Southland. Timmins, 1 on the clock, got it away in time, got it back. Oh, it's not going to count on the first shot, so
didn't hit the hoop.
Being waved away. Yep.
Got to touch that rim to reset the shot clock.
Sam Timmins has just been informed of that. He thought he got it up in time, but as you quite rightly said, Brent,
resets to 3 seconds, doesn't reset the shot clock.
One of your former Chargers, of course, Sam Timmins. Oh, Swaka Bullock on the charge to start tonight.
Yeah, no, that's too easy. That's 2 baskets too easy.
What did you have Big Sammy for, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years and a little bit of time at high school as well. National championship for Otago Boys High School.
Asbury launching from the Chemist Warehouse. This is a good start for the Hawks and for Swaka Bullock. Greeter, his first touch. Coward back into the action tonight from that back injury. Cops contact and he's off to the coloured strike for 2. 71% shooter from the Chemist Warehouse so far this season, Darnell Coward.
Yeah, and that's Alec with the foul, pushing down low. Coward got him up in the air and then he wasn't able to recover. But this start from the Hawks has been, just too easy, I think.
Well, the Sharks fans traditionally stand until their team scores their first points, and they're still standing.
They're still standing. Do free throws count?
Sure. They haven't had any of those though yet.
Well, it did take 2 minutes for the Sky Broadband Rapid League to get any points for either team. So
yeah, earlier tonight, by the way, if you've just joined us, the Hawks won the Sky Broadband Rapid League game 28-22. Sharks fans stand, and they're going to have to stand a little bit longer. Some miscommunication there. Turnover for the Sharks.
Look, I like the way the Hawks are attacking this. They're really coming out, making a statement in this huge, important game.
Swaka Bullock, how about his start tonight?
6 points.
A really good start for him, and a good start for the Hawks. They're out by 8. Timmins should fix that inside.
There we go. They're going to sit down. Timmins, nice, easy one there. Another inside 3-point line screen action.
When you see a basket like that, Brent, from Sam Timmins, it makes you appreciate just how close he is to that rim.
Yeah. No, he's very close to that rim.
Jackson Ball to Cowart. Can hit threes, Darnell Cowart.
That was sweet from the release. I wasn't sure about the shot. Great contest there by Alec, but he was able to finish that nice and easy. That's good signs for the Hawks.
This is a hot start. Josiah Alec, bang on target. Just a little bit short.
Yeah, good open look. Good open look.
What's even of more interest for the Hawks is these 11 points. Dan Greeter hasn't got one of them. Cowart looking for back-to-back. And I say that because Greeter goes at 26.5 points a game.
I'm sure Greeter will find a way to get himself some looks in the hoop.
Well, the point that I was making is so far he hasn't needed to.
That's right, he hasn't needed to. I think the attention's probably been on him. This is a great start here from the Hawks. Coming out hot, making shots.
They lead by 9. And there's a whistle here. We're going to get a fix on the clock. That's been done immediately.
Yep. Position in the front court, 4 seconds.
Ball gets through.
Fantastic pass. Fantastic pass. Slipped it there underneath. And a great start. No timeout here, early.
Down by 11. And reaching in, Swaka Bullock. Just on Darnell Cowart with that last pass. For a big fella, 18 points, 8 rebounds a game, but 5 assists as well. You love to see that from the bigs, don't you?
Oh, look, certainly one of the skill sets that bigs really need to demonstrate these. You get so many times where they drawing 2 players, being able to finish and then being able to also make finds and make passes is key. So good work on the boards there.
Timmins rewarded. Alex had a couple of looks from outside. Both have looked really good off the hand.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to find his touch, and Coach Jim hanging in there, not calling a timeout, waiting for his players to sort out the problem.
Shot 1 of 4 from the Chemist Warehouse last Sunday against the Nuggets. Started well here tonight, Sam Timmins. First one is good.
Yeah, he said that he got held up in Japan, finishing his contract in 3 and a bit weeks without an opportunity to get a basketball or a court.
It is an interesting one. It's happened with a few players in Japan. The team that they play for, their season is over, but they hang on to them right for the fulfillment of their contract, and quite often the players are sitting around doing very, very little.
Is Swakalo Bullock going to work again? Maybe it's Greeta's opportunity here. Got playing once against Boone.
Boone got a hand in. I reckon he's come across the arm. I think it's the first foul. There was certainly some contact from Timmins, but it is going to be on Boone.
Good option there from Dan Greeta, getting himself at the basket. Great way to work yourself into a game, get into the free throw line.
Johnny Hillu and Tukaha Cooper into the action for the Sharks. Campbell Scott steps onto the floor for the Hawks. For Swakalo Bullock, interestingly.
I think this is a good sub. He's been working. His work rate's been right up there. He's been working in both ends of the floor. Picked up an early foul. You don't want him to get 2. So a good opportunity for Coach Gruggan to give him a break.
Best player on the floor early in this one, Swakalo Bullock. 6 points, 2 rebounds. As we mentioned, one game last night, the Airs took down the Bulls 117-91. Carlin Davison had 36 in that game. How many dunks did he have as well?
Look, he's super exciting. What a talent.
Greeta converts a couple. Margin at 11, early days, but a good start for the Hawks. Here's Asbury. Greeta's got size on him. Asbury had to double pump in the end. Greeta, too big off the boards, and look at him, he's on the move straight away. Loves to attack Dan Greeta, head down, sends it to the corner. Cowart gave up the 3, swings it out to Jackson. Ball in and out.
And did everything it needed to do, other than go through the net. Here's Alec on the attack.
And this is 101 Josiah Alec. Look at that. That's what he does. Stick-to-itiveness, as Casey Frank would say.
I don't think I'd say that. I might get it wrong. But, yeah, there's certainly intent to get to the baskets there, and physicality, and almost. I think there was 4, maybe 5 bounces on the rim.
Well, that is what Alec does at one end and Greeta at the other. Here is Josiah Alec, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at this, just gets it back. He is an absolute machine underneath.
Yeah, no, just the physicality, pushing, I guess, forcing his way in there to give himself the opportunity to get this shot, and then putting himself in great position to get a rebound.
21 points, 11 rebounds a game so far this season, Josiah Alec. We saw the ladder, the readjusted ladder, coming into tonight's game. Both of these teams sitting with 5 wins and 6 losses, same as the Tuatara, and just 1 spot behind the Jets. And given the form that the Bulls are in at the moment, which isn't great, they're starting to slip as well. I mean, it is a logjam in the middle of the table in the Sells NBL.
Yeah, and these games become super important. Alec there, great drive to the basket, gets contact. Sorry, it was Asbury. Alec on the rebound.
Well, again, this is what Josiah Alec does. He's just such a menace in the paint.
I mean, I'm looking over there, the stats take a little while to come. He's probably on 3 offensive rebounds already. Just the effort he's making to give the Sharks a chance to, it's double figures early.
He's an interesting cat.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I'd have to get some intel from some of the others, but yeah.
I'm not too sure what the shorts are about. The right leg is tucked up. The left leg hangs loose. I mean, players do have their quirks, don't they?
Oh, and coaches. Everybody does.
What was your quirk when you were coaching?
I ended up with white shoes.
You did actually. Yeah, you did.
You ended up with white shoes, and it was because I couldn't buy any brown ones.
Alec to Asbury. Smashes that down.
And there is the home crowd getting into that. That's what they like to see. Alec to Asbury with the dunk.
Started off with some great defense. Sharks starting to find their feet. That's a late whistle. I reckon it's against Asbury. No, it's against Alec, in fact. No, sorry, I'll take that back. It is Asbury with the knock on the head that has been picked up. I was going to say, I thought it was Asbury. Look at that on the G-Shea Gardner-Holmes replay.
Bouncy.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a slow start to the season, Caleb Asbury, but if you look at his body of work, probably since, I don't know, 4 or 5 games in, he has really picked it up.
Yeah, and certainly it was the same last year. He really took a little bit of time to get used to the league and so on, and then was certainly dominant. We won't talk about my last trip, the last 2 trips down here.
No, definitely not. The next couple of minutes is going to be interesting here because the Sharks have just subbed out Asbury and Boone. So let's see if they can hold their own here. That helps, that miss.
Yeah, it's at 8, so we'll see where we're looking at the end of the quarter.
Ilou has Breeder in front of him. Cooper. Timmins with Yates. Timmins just doing Sam Timmins things. That one a little bit too long.
Yeah, good body up there by Yates. Great defense, keeping them away from that easy basket that he potentially could. But here's Swakalo Bullock back on the floor.
Yeah, good to see him back out there, Swakalo Bullock. Sat for about a minute and a half. Breeder, head down on Alec. And he's drawn contact. Who the foul has gone against here? It's Josiah Alec.
He's second.
Need to see that again. He looked like he was getting out of the way in the end. I thought it may have been on Sam Timmins coming across from the side, but has been called on Alec. There you go.
Yeah, and so quick sub, getting him out of there. Don't want to get 3 in the first quarter.
So that is a big blow for the Sharks. Josiah Alec sitting with 2. So it looks like that maybe an earlier foul from Asbury's gone on Alec.
No, I think that's...
Got it right?
Yeah, I potentially got it right. I'm going with the stats and the score bench.
Okay.
I think they've both got 2.
Well, when I say potentially got it wrong, that's what the Sharks thought of Tukaha Cooper.
Tukaha doesn't care. He's just straight at the hoop.
And he is a young man that plays with no fear, Tukaha Cooper. Margin back to 8.
Yeah, I like the way he just took it at the hoop. Really just didn't really care who was in front of him.
Boone kept it in, but gave it straight to Dan Greeder, who makes the Sharks pay.
Yeah, no, certainly not what you want off the baseline. Had 2 Sharks players to his left, but looked right. There he is.
Boone back the other way to Timmins.
Great find there, Boone to Timmins. A little bit of momentum here. The Sharks aren't closing the gap too much, but they're getting some offensive scoring. They were really quiet there those first few minutes. And
Greeder on the attack to the corner. LeBullock's been excellent. Absolutely on fire tonight. Swaka LeBullock.
I'm looking here at the coaches. Grugan's looking down at Yim saying, hey, you should know that. Don't you know the scout?
Swaka LeBullock has 9 points. Boone answers with 3.
I wonder if it goes back the other way. There's certainly some looks between the 2, so I love it. I'm loving this on the sidelines.
Swaka LeBullock a perfect 4 of 4 on his shooting as well. Has not missed.
You said he was the hot hand. There's Greeder now getting in the mix. Long
this is
2.
going to be a 3.
Oh, it's a 3.
I thought he had his foot on the line as well. We are a long way from the spot though, but it looked like he was up at the line. Barnacle officials right on the scene.
But this game's heating up.
Tukaha Cooper!
Yes. Basket after basket after basket. I'm loving it. This is what we're talking about. This is Sal's NBL at its best.
Raining 3s. Maybe another one. No, off to the right. Boone up quickly. He's got some runners both sides, and Timmins further down sends it out to Tukaha Cooper. Halfway down.
After that flow of baskets, missed that one's disappointing. There's Greeder going hard again.
Sends it back to Cowart. Picks up the dribble. Lucky to get away with it. And Cooper has stepped into the lane on Swaka LeBullock. And I wonder if that is going to be...
Yeah, the red block's up, so it should be shots. Yep. Chemist Warehouse time.
So they've certainly found a little bit of momentum, the Sharks, but they're just struggling to hold this man in particular, Swaka LeBullock.
Yeah, well, the 19's okay. It's the 27 that you've given up. It's not great.
And Greeta's already been to the Chemist Warehouse 6 times. Believe it or not, Greeta wasn't a part of the scoring of the first part of this game, but he's up to 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe he just needs to have a rest and allow someone else to do it and then get him in bunches. It's certainly helping the Hawks. And 28 points with just a couple of clicks under 2 minutes to go. They're certainly scoring at a high clip. 5
of 6 from the line is Greeta. Hawks have already been to the Chemist Warehouse 13 times.
Yeah, and Gregan's bringing Greeta out. I mean, that's the case, right? They're going well. Give him a break. Give him a break. Always better to be subbed off after being successful than unsuccessful.
Sharks fan in the house there. The sign looked bigger than him.
Probably put a bit of work into that this afternoon.
Margin at 10. Good start tonight for the Hawks. Thursday night hoops in the Southland NBL. So Burton, back of the iron. Campbell Scott, he wants to move.
Yeah, no, good option there.
Oh, they back off Coward. Got to be careful there, Timmins, because Coward can absolutely nail threes.
Yeah, the key will be who's getting back out on them. Can Timmins recover?
Goes long on that shot.
Yeah, great box out there from Johnny Hilu. Allowed that off.
Boone on Swakala-Bullock. Swakala-Bullock just reaching in there.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little aggrieved from the bump. And a little bit of a head movement and so on, and then decides, no, this is what a foul is. But there's that second one.
2 on him. Flying the Saints tomorrow night in the Southlands NBL. The double on Saturday. Giants and the Rams Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, Nuggets and the Hawks.
Yep.
Here's Boone. He's one man who can absolutely get going. Feeds it through to Sam Timmins.
I like the connection those two are making right now. It's Boone to Timmins a couple of times now.
Ball. Coward to Scott. Gets it back.
Coward with that little break. Looks to be breathing a little heavy. But he's taking Timmins on. No. Finds Greeta in that corner.
Loves that baseline drive down Greeta.
Here we go, shoot
got
this
it out
one.
to Murphy.
Nope.
He did have a look. Oh, look at Sam Timmins close him out. Excellent defense from Sam Timmins.
Yeah, no, he's certainly got a hand up. Great feet movement there. And it's an interesting matchup for those two. There's Boone again.
He's getting busy, isn't he?
Shoots the ball well, Boone. Like it's subtle, isn't it? He's got some good numbers. Yeah. In the 40s for three-point shooting.
Keelan Boone and
shoots this Chemist Warehouse shot. We're 2 for 2 here.
Yeah, he's up at the line. He does go from this spot at 82%. Keelan Boone and also Miles Gibson. They're the two players. I just love their mid-range shots. Yeah. Really, really nice action.
The forgotten art of the mid-range. Yep. Kevin Durant able to get there, and similar, right? But he's finding that connection with Timmins. There's been a couple of interplays between the two of them.
Hawks by 8.
And now that help defense on that screen, the screen defender's actually having to drop more and focus on his own player. It's Timmins, because Timmins is scoring at will when they go and help on Boone. So that matchup, or that interplay is working really, really well for both that team. They're discussing the fouls. They're discussing whether Alex got 2 or Asbury's got 2. And potentially they both have 2, but this is the discussion.
And this is what I brought up earlier in the quarter. The Sharks coaching bench believe that the score table has got it wrong with Alec and Asbury. I just wonder whether this is the conversation taking place at the moment. They're trying to get this fixed. There's Sam Gruggan on screen. He seems to be pretty happy. He's a happy character when his team is up, Sam Gruggan. Always up for a chat and a smile and a laugh, but gee, when it gets tight, it gets a little bit more serious.
Yeah, well, we talked about the things in life at the moment. He's got a wedding and the potential, the championship, and we're talking about and the championship, and obviously, and there it is. Boone spent a little bit too long at the Chemist Warehouse waiting in line to be served, and
coaching staff might have let him down.
Yeah, I think so. Come on, coach, let me get these two and then talk about it.
Boone for the second.
Yeah, but Gruggan, that championship with Illawarra and the wedding. Which one are you picking?
Well, depending on who's in the conversation, I'm going to play it safe and go to the wedding every day of the week.
That's right, 100%.
He does have a few of his championship players from Illawarra here with him as well, with the Hawks. Of course, Luca Yates, development player, Dan Greeder, Wayne Swaka-Labullet.
Let's go with Luca Yates. I mean, what a pickup, right?
Yeah.
What a pickup.
Yeah, they got Rasmussen as a Kiwi last year for the Hawks, and they've done it again with Yates. Just snuck under the radar of every opposition team.
About a 2-second differential here.
Doesn't matter. Turnover. I think Darnell Cowart thought Greeder was going to cut to the basket from the corner.
Yeah, either it was Greeder or Treacher. Treacher was wide open. Almost probably the ball in the back of the head, but they weren't on the same page. So here we go.
7 seconds. Asbury back out there, turns the corner. Asbury got a bump there from Cowart for sure. And the whistle was there. It came a little bit up screaming, but the Barnacan officials picked up the foul. Now there's a technical foul. So that's not what the Hawks wanted. Darnell Cowart has been teed up here. He thinks he jumped straight up. From the naked eye, as it played out before us, Brent Matahari, it looked like a foul.
Yeah, it looked like a foul. The thing with the whistle sometimes being a little late, it's about being patient and seeing the play develop. And right there, you saw a pure example of that on the baseline, ball in the paint, a little bit of delay. And I would say the stats on the free throws at the Chemist Warehouse from tech fouls would be through the league around about 40%.
Really?
That's pretty poor.
Well, Alonzo Burton goes at 83%. That's why they put him to the line.
And he's missed it.
I always have felt that whoever the shooter is, like, provided they're pretty good. I mean, Asbury's not a bad. He's 76%. I'll put him there for the whole three.
Yeah,
just put him up.
Get him a warm-up at least, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he's nailed the first one there.
And this gap's closed. You know, it was out to 10.
Misses the second. I spoke too early. Now Greeder, long. Murphy won't get it up in time. That'll get waved away. So one down tonight. Thursday night hoops in the Southland NBL. Such a big game for these two teams, the Sharks and the Hawks, as they try and edge away on the Southland NBL ladder. 5-point margin at quarter time. Good one unfolding tonight on Sky Sport. Don't go away. Not my hockey mile. Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland here in Invercargill. Good game unfolding here tonight, and we thought it would be coming in. Sharks and the Hawks. Good start from the Hawks, but the Sharks finished a little bit the better in that first quarter. Justin Nelson and Brent Matahari with you. What did you make of that first quarter, Brent?
Well, the slow start from the Sharks was a little bit concerning, I guess, from the coaching staff, but they've worked their way back into it, and they've found a way to score, and it's coming across the board. You've got, Timmins has got 8, but, Greeder and Swaka are just, are such offensive weapons at the moment. The Sharks need to do a good job at stopping that.
21 between them. Swaka with 11 points. Has not missed a shot. In fact, neither is Greta, except for one errant shot from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Hawks with the opening possession.
And at the moment, Jackson Ball has been pretty quiet, really, for his offensive production.
Just the 2 points could change that.
Right there.
He doubles that. He's got 4.
Yeah, great option. Little scoop underneath, and such confidence from that young man. It's great to see for New Zealand basketball.
He's going at about 22 points a game. It's hard to believe. He's 17 and a couple of months as Burton with the mid-ranger.
Yeah, that's the closest shot I've seen so taken a long time.
He doesn't get that close normally.
Standing on the 3-point line, but I'm sure that's a nice one to warm into it.
It's deadly from the corner.
Oh, wide open Greta in the corner.
And got a lot under it. Couldn't finish. Alec with another rebound. He's been good off the boards early. He's got 4 rebounds and goes coast to coast.
Yeah, great job from Yates, just giving him the space, No option for Alec to get the foul as well. Get to the free throw line.
Greta just disappointed with himself there as well. The pass behind the run of Swaka who was wide open running down that left-hand lane.
Yeah, and Boone and him are having a conversation about it. So obviously, there might have been a few words there. But Alec inside, left-handed, no good.
Just left it short over Yates, didn't he? Greta, Scott. He said he'd play some serious minutes tonight. Yates missed everything. Had a 3-point buzzer beater earlier this season, Yates, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, might have filled him with confidence, thinking that was a good look. Alec around the corner this time.
Just held his composure, didn't he? Josiah Alec, they're back to 4 now. He's got 5 points and 4 rebounds in the game. Couple of fouls as well.
Yeah, sneaking back into this one.
Ball. Yates. Oh, he's going to have a ping from the other side. And why not? The bank is open on a Thursday night. Missed everything moments ago from one side, and he's nailed that from the other.
The BNZ is wide open right now, and Yates taking full advantage, tripling his investment right there from the 3-point line.
Boom, tough shot. And there's a big push underneath as Lukey Yates goes sprawling over the floor. Sharks coaching staff aren't happy with that.
Looked to be a reasonably large connection there from Alec.
I didn't actually see it, but Lukey Yates is a big body and he hit the ground hard, so there's clearly something there.
Yeah, it didn't look like a head flip, so he certainly wasn't faking it. Large contact.
That's Alec's third.
Yeah.
Double checking that the foul has gone on him.
Again, there's that pass.
Yeah. Coward with the pass.
To Ball this time. Slips it through. Ball with 6 now.
Asbury takes a bump. That foul is called. And the Hawks have responded here with the last 5 points.
Yeah, I like Asbury's intent there, trying to get to the outside of Greta. Greta picks another one up. Asbury, an excitement machine, I should say. Gets it to Boone, who gets up and runs straight into Jackson Ball. What a block that was from the youngster, and back the other way, slamming it down, Dan Greta. What a turnaround. Inside 7 seconds, Jackson Ball comes up with the play. Greta with the dunk. How quickly basketball can change.
Asbury misses the 3. Look at this. Greta to Jackson Ball. Those two teaming up again. Can confirm Josiah Alec 3 fouls. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge to manage that. I don't think you see him. If they need him, they might go, but I'd be leaving him sitting on the bench and warm him up for the second half. Timmins jumps up to 10 points off that, and I think the Sharks need to go to Big Sam a little bit more. Yeah, if they can find him in the post and get him into his spots, he can certainly create. Scott misses. A little bit quick on the shot clock there from me. Asbury on the run, and that's come off the hand of Campbell Scott. So it'll be a Sharks ball. How was that Jackson Ball block? Oh, sensational. Just meeting him at the rim.
just sending him, just saying no thank you. There it is.
There's the block. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, and this is what it set up at the other end. Dan Greeter. Back to the action live, and another 2 for Sam Timmins.
You said it.
Yep.
You said it. More time with Timmins, and that's probably been the best offense they've got at the moment.
Keep feeding the big fella. Greeter on the back cut. And how's the little hairsy double pump?
Oh, with people who can jump and stay in the air for a long time, they can do those kind of things.
He's a smart player, Greeter. 14 in the game now.
There's
From the corner.
So warming into it, the captain down there in the corner. I think in some places you talk about, somebody's corner or whatever, but Zoe's got all 4 of those corners sewn up there. And a great find. And there's the Sharks. And Coach Grugan says, let's stem the tide and take the crowd out of this one with a timeout.
Quarterback pass. Keelan Boone with the dunk. Margin back to 4. And that's what the Sharks fans love to see. Timmins inside, Burton from the corner, and Keelan Boone on the run. The large Nonna pizza, that's this week's special with thanks to Sal's. There's the online and QR codes there for you. They're available until next Tuesday. Get in and enjoy the large Nonna with thanks to Sal's. Been a big day in the NZNBL. Of course, it was announced earlier today that the Indian Panthers have withdrawn from the competition. A turbulent 8 weeks for them. Played 9 games, and look, certainly the vision, and obviously I played a role in that, as you know, Brent, the vision to expand basketball through the Asian region and have a team based here in New Zealand. I don't think anyone would knock the vision, but the execution wasn't great.
Yeah, again, you're right, 100%. The vision, the number of eyeballs that would have been on the league, the opportunity that would have come for sponsorship, for, I guess more globalisation of the NZNBL. We really would have seen growth happening right across the league for all the teams. There's some really strong Indian communities in New Zealand, and I'm sure they were wanting to get behind a team like the Panthers, and just disappointing that it didn't work out.
Business to sport, it can be pretty brutal at times, can't it?
What's hurtful? Yes. I use the term aroha. You've got there's the love and the sorrow right there and there in that word. But anyway, we're back into it. The second quarter action.
And the league will continue, of course, with the 11 teams, so the ladder has been adjusted. And this is a big matchup tonight between the Hawks and the Sharks. Jackson Ball.
Right hand, underhand scoop again.
Well, not only that, underneath Sam Timmins, the 7-foot rim protector.
No mean feat.
Wow.
You go, kid.
That is a big basket.
Doing it at both ends, Jackson Ball.
Asbury on the turnaround over the top. Answers.
Yeah, Jackson Ball couldn't do much better in that defensive position. Obviously, he got round the screen of Timmins. But Asbury is a talented basketball player as well, so offense beat defense.
Yeah, that's a good matchup at the moment, Asbury and Ball. Timmins with the block. Oh no, he's been called for the arm. Just grazed the arm of...
It is on Timmins.
Swakala Bullock. So Swakala Bullock heads to the Chemist Warehouse for a couple. One thing the Sharks have done over this first 15 minutes of the game, and I know Josiah Alec has a little bit of foul trouble, Brent, but Coach Jonathan Yim is really rotating his bench hard.
Yeah, and there's 2 things to that. One, the first thing is each player is coming in fresh, and they're able to, just put themselves in the game and really make some effort, make some changes. And the second part is, guys on the bench are ready to go. There's that potential you're going to be back on the floor. So having that opportunity, rotating that bench. Well, I think Coach Grugan's been doing the same. Guys, Swakala Bullock's had his break, Breeder's had his break, Miss Cowart heading to the bench as well. Yeah, real interesting look here from the Hawks. They're a little bit smaller, the 8-5.
Campbell Scott playing some big minutes for the Hawks, so too Johnny Halou and Tukaha Cooper for the Sharks. Hawks by 6. Timmins on Yates. Wants Asbury to get out of the way, and for good reason.
Little inverted screen there from Asbury. That's a tough one to defend. 1-on-5 screen action there gives Timmins a lot of space, and his numbers are climbing.
14 points now for Slam and Sam. Had 3 points and 6 rebounds on Sunday against the Nuggets, but you just felt he was getting his legs back under him.
Oh, that's tough from Ball.
Timmins with another rebound. Sharks with a little bit of momentum right now.
Yeah, they'll be looking to close that gap going into the half. The defense has certainly been a lot better this second quarter.
Asbury off the glass, gets it to go.
Tough shot. Yates was all over him there and he was able to finish that.
Asbury has 7 points. Scott underneath. Swaka Bullock has been a headache the whole game.
Yeah, and good for the Hawks to get back onto Swaka Bullock. Yeah, we got that timeout.
Going to be the Sharks who call the timeout. 3:55 to play in this second quarter. As the Sharks head over to listen to Jonathan Yim. I mentioned earlier, just one of the most impeccably dressed coaches in the competition. In fact, he's probably taken the mantle over from where you were during your coaching career in the NZNBL, because you never disappointed, Brent.
Oh, you know, it's I guess who was looking after me in that time, and you know, Suits on Wall Street with a team that looked after me, and yeah, it was certainly an opportunity to bring a bit of, I guess, class to the sideline.
2 times championship coach, of course, with the Nuggets yourself, and 2 completely different seasons as well. You think back to the showdown, which of course was the bubble, the first ever sports bubble in the world during COVID. The first one.
I remember sitting in on Zoom calls with yourself, Justin, and we were talking about this harebrained idea where we were going to have 7 or 8 teams in one hotel playing in one gymnasium with the same group over and over again. It was just like, nah, you're mad, this isn't going to work. And it did.
Yeah, it did.
And what a 44 night thing it was, because
huge, wasn't it?
yeah, I think I ate more lamb shanks than I've ever eaten in my whole life. So it was certainly an experience. And look, you know, it set the ball rolling for me in terms of my coaching, and I was able to have another 4 years with the Nuggets, and what a special time those was.
I won't give the team away. There was 3 teams that didn't play in the showdown in 2020, the Saints, the Sharks and the Hawks. I won't give the team away, that would be unfair, but a little bit of a side story now that you've mentioned lamb shanks. A little bit of a side story is one of the reasons why one of those teams didn't go. Got to be careful, I'm on air at the moment. But one of the reasons why one of those teams didn't go is it was questionable in their eyes as to what the menu was going to be. I've got to say, how well were we fed for 8 weeks? Timmins underneath draws the foul. That is a true story.
Oh, wow.
That is a true story.
I think I left and my wife said, you know, take care of yourself. I came back. We were obviously had just won a championship, so I was excited, but she was like, you need to get back in the gym.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of food and a lot of good food during that 8-week stay at Sky City. They looked after us really, really well. But that's a side story, but it's actually a true story. Yeah. Can you please provide us with the menu before we decide if we're going or not?
The double smorgasbord on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday was a challenge. It's lunch and dinner.
And then I want to talk to you about 2022 in just a moment. Stay with the action right here. It is heating up.
Yeah, Timmins again in the block with Yates defending.
Likes this matchup, and look at that big slam and Sam.
That's some nice footwork there, Timmins, on the bounce. No one coming in to defend. Good floor spaces on the floor.
He's got a game high 16. Reader called for the travel. Sharks bench is up and about right beside us. That's why you can hear them so loudly.
Chance to tie it up. Chance to tie it up. Pivot foot got moved, and yeah. But I like the way Timmins is going to work today.
3:22 to play. We did say this is going to be a good one tonight.
Certainly did.
Living up to all expectations right now. Look at this, the Sharks keep going back to the hands of Sam Timmins. Opens it up for Boone. Timmins looking to put it back. Sharks get it back. Couple of big opportunities there.
Kruger making the coach making the change here. Bringing in Cowart to defend Timmins. Timmins going to work. He's really creating some issues. Give himself another opportunity. Offensive rebound there, and then the tip out.
I'll tell you one other headache that Coach Sam Gruggen's got at the moment for the Hawks as well. Timmins under pressure on the turnaround. Good defense. Cowart fortuitously came back to Timmins off hands. He's bumped underneath. That's going to be against Darnell Cowart. The other headache that Sam Gruggen's got right now as well is Keelan Boone's only got 6 points. I point that out because he is a guy that can really get hot very, very fast.
Yeah, no, he certainly gets some looks. I like the way this interplay between him and Timmins is going. That's 3 fouls now on Cowart.
I was going to say, I think that's 3 on Cowart.
Yeah. And he's already got 1 tick.
He's got to be careful. He actually looks laboured walking off, Darnell Cowart. I wonder if that back injury is still causing him some problems. He's been out injured, of course. Asbury, got to get it
Short
in here.
on the shot clock, yep. There's Boone.
From the corner. Oh, Asbury gets it back and gets straight back to work. Can't get past Swakala Bullock, but look who it is, Keelan Boone. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Getting moving, there's a tied ball game here, and the ILT Stadium's starting to heat up.
Still 3 minutes or 2.5 to play in this quarter. Greta is fouled. He's such a hard player to stop, Dan Greta.
Yeah, there's Greta just attacking the hoop, picking up a foot by the looks of it on his drive before he picked the basketball up. A little bit of a question whether that's going to be 2 shots.
It will be 2.
They've said he's picked it up and he's in the act of shooting. There's like a few conversations going on with referees and explanations happening at the moment. But you'd look at one of the stats that comes through as fouls drawn. Number of times a player gets fouled. And
Greta's one of the best.
Yeah, and I imagine Timmins on the other side is the other one. So yeah, 4
Greta's
fouls.
drawn 4. Swakala Bullock's drawn 3. Asbury's drawn 3. Timmins has drawn 3.
Those are the players that are drawing that attention and putting in positions where they're attacking and able to create something for the offense.
Greta 7 of 8 from the Chemist Warehouse tonight. Boone looking to add another 2. Look at Sam Timmins get up. Nearly flush that down on the putback. Yates now.
Oh, a good contest, but Greta there to clean up.
Yeah, Ledger did well defensively, didn't he? Dan Greta right on the scene though. Asbury, long leaps to the basket. I'll tell you what, he's only a small fella, Caleb Asbury, but that was like a gazelle.
Yeah,
look at this.
He's picked that ball up somewhere in the 3-point line and just waltzed in there. Timmins creating better space for himself inside.
Scoreboard's just going to fix itself up here. Margin is at 4. That's been done for you. Sorry, margin is at 2, I should say.
2 minutes to go to the break.
Greta. Scott around Yates. Sends it back to big Luca Yates. Crashes into Ledger. Swakala Bullock now around the tall timber. Gee, that looked clean from Sam Timmins. Foul is actually on Will from Sam Timmins. That was not the foul. Ledger was the foul.
I love the antics going on there, but yeah, there was certainly some contact there. Swakala Bullock at the Chemist Warehouse looking to make these 2, but yeah.
He hasn't missed a shot yet, Brent. 7 of 7 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. In fact, the Hawks are 17 of 19.
Tell you what, Justin, if it's a half-court shot at halftime, I reckon he might have a chance.
Swakala Bullock?
Put him out there to win the car.
I'm happy with him. 8 of 8 now from the stripe.
Yeah, having a night. That's what you want to do when you're away from home. Have one of those nights.
He's got 17 again. Timmins inside.
Yep, goggles on there from Asbury.
Sharks are just loading up at the moment on Sam Timmins. It did feel like early in the second quarter they just had to keep going back to him, and they're doing that now. Greta for 3 response. Timeout Sharks off that Dan Greta 3 for the Hawks. And that'll take the margin out to 5. Greta jumps up to 21.
Well, he hadn't scored in the first 5 minutes, and you were saying he's having a quiet night. Now he's got 21 and a minute 30 to go in the second. So we know he's going to take his opportunities. And the Swakala Bullock and Greta combo is putting them well out in front. And I like the way that the Sharks are going, but they've got to find a way of slowing those 2 down.
Talked about the showdown, of course, when the Nuggets came back into the competition, back into the NZNBL after about, what, 6-7 years out?
Yeah, I think 2014 was the last year.
Yep. And then, of course, I think there were some on the outside of that bubble who said, oh, well, you know, it doesn't really count.
The asterisks.
And then, of course, 2022, you put all of the doubters to the sideline when the Nuggets got up in what was just a fantastic final series and a huge grand final, of course, to win it in Auckland at on the North Shore against the Tuatara.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the commentary team for counting us out. And
I don't think I commentated that game, did I? No, talking about the season.
During the season, counting us out during the season.
I don't think I had you making the finals. I've done that a few times, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, there were a few people who backed us and did quite well out of it, I think.
But 2022?
2022 backed us, and yeah, no, it was a special time. Like the group we had, and just the effort they put in that week. Logistically, we shouldn't have had a chance. Oh, Asprey posting up down there. He's got the mismatch
by Campbell Scott. Can I ask you which one meant more?
Oh, which my favourite child?
Yeah.
Oh,
is there one that means more, or are they just?
It's special.
I've got to say, one thing I really loved about the showdown in 2020 with your Nuggets team, who were essentially just completely drafted out of that draft. I mean, you had some stars there, and some that plays that people hadn't heard. I mean, look at what Matthew Bardsley's done since the showdown. But one of the things I love about what you did with your coaching that I want to share with everyone, Burton gives up the corner three there. They want the ball in the hands of Asbury. Tukaha Cooper can't finish that, and now the Hawks on the run. Swaka Labulik down to Cowart.
They'll get another chance here, the Sharks.
Yeah, Boone did well there. Asbury wants to run with it.
You might not get another chance to ask that question.
I'm gonna bring it up. 35 seconds to play. Swaka Labulik was playing for a foul off the ball. Sharks coaching staff weren't happy about that. Here's Jackson Ball around Sam Timmins, short off the glass, and now Asprey wants to move. He's going to pull it out with one shot. That's the call. 16 seconds. Shot clock is off. BNZ player timeouts are alive for both teams.
Certainly in play right here.
Hawks by 5. Asbury pulls up at the Chemist Warehouse, goes deep, and there it is. BNZ player timeout, 2.5. Hawks will advance. Let's give BNZ a plug. There's the QR code. Scan that. Fill in your details. We want to hear from you. Bring your friends. Grab a group. Whatever it may be. The BNZ ticket to the big game. Scan that QR code. And with thanks to BNZ, you can come and join us at the NZNBL. What I loved about the 2020 showdown, before every game, it wasn't a case of getting warm with a basketball in your hands. You had your team playing indoor cricket upstairs.
Yep, no, we certainly took the opportunity to play a bit of cricket, and that was absolutely fantastic. Until they brought all the people along, we couldn't play. And the last ball, finish it. Oh, look close.
Ball on the buzzer.
Ball on the buzzer. Unfortunately, no good. But
no, we are bringing out a few hidden secrets tonight from the showdown.
Cricket was certainly a lot of fun, but I should run over and grab a player.
If we can, we'll see if we can chat to somebody at halftime. 5-point margin for the Hawks. And they've had some real stars so far in this one. Greeta's got 21 to the half. Swaka Labulik has 17. Both of those players shooting really well. Greeta going at 85%, Swaka Labulik at 100%. And Sam Timmins leads the way for the Sharks with 18. He's got 5 rebounds. 4 of those are offensive. In fact, Dan Greeta and Sam Timmins, the 2 stars for the first half, are down with Brent Matahate.
Sam next, but you know that challenge of defending Timmins. Do you think Grugan's going to have another couple of plans in play for halftime?
Yeah, well, we trust Luca. Luca's a great young Kiwi big, just like Sam, like kind of the same like size and things. So we're going to trust him, but we might have to throw something else in there. We'll see how we go. Yeah.
Hey, best of luck. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, bro. Good to see you.
I'll bring in Sam Timmins, someone I know reasonably well. Sammy, you're getting going inside. Must be a good feeling to have that going this week.
Oh, yes, and I mean, there is that, but at the end of the day, every time down the floor, they're either getting fouled and shooting free throws, getting a layup or an open three, so that's what we've got to worry about more so.
So, Coach is going to be focused on that defense. You know, obviously too many points for that team through this first half.
Yeah, I mean, the scouting report was that these guys live at the free throw line. We were supposed to stay in front of them and keep our hands out, but so far we've not done a great job of that, and they've got 55 points, so we've got to do something about it going into the second.
Well, best of luck for the second, and certainly standing in front's a challenge, so good luck for that second half, Sammy.
Cheers.
Good contest unfolding tonight in the NZNBL. Hawks by 5 at the half, and got a feeling this one is going to go right down to the wire tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. Thursday night hoops in the NZNBL. The Chemist Warehouse stats to half-time. They're coming your way after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland. The Hawks lead by 5 at half-time, 55-50. Justin Nelson and Brent Matahardy with you. And I know the cameras aren't picking us up at the moment, but we have just been delivered some Sal's Pizza at half-time, which is very, very nice of all the team here at ILT Stadium, Southland, and the Sharks. I'm going to put the piece of pizza down. I'm going to get back to that in just a moment, because right now we have to go to the Chemist Warehouse stats. And the Stars have come to play tonight, Brent, which is exciting. Have a look at this.
Oh, look, Greta certainly started slow. Swakalo Bullock obviously had that hot start. Those two are really, really challenging the Sharks defence and getting to the line so many times. Timmins leading the way, obviously. They're giving him a bit of space. He's giving him the opportunity to score down low. So it'll be interesting to see if his numbers increase on the assist line.
Let's keep running through the Chemist Warehouse stats. The rebound numbers, interestingly, a side note to this, the Sharks have 11 offensive rebounds. The Hawks have 2. And a big part of that 11, Sam Timmins with 4 and Alec with 3. Now let's not forget Josiah Alec has only played 7 minutes in the game with 3 fouls. So he's a big in coming in this second half as we continue to roll through here.
Yeah, two players with 3 fouls that are really important. And you've got Cowart who has 3 and then Alec who has 3. So real contributors. But there's Asprey doing it. And Cowart, the big man, such sweet passing from that big fella. He's able to get the ball inside, hit people going to the lane, and certainly one to watch.
Averages 5 assists a game, does Cowart. That Jackson ball block, by the way, have a look at that one during the week. That was a beauty.
That'll come up with those highlights. And strangely enough, only a couple of steals, so team's taking a reasonably good care of the ball. So I tell you what, you just mentioned off here that this one could go a long way deep into this broadcast, and I think it might too, because there's so much riding on these 2 points in the Southland NZNBL.
Big one tonight between the Sharks and the Hawks. The Hawks by 5 at the half. Don't go away. third quarter not too far away in the NZNBL tonight. Week 10 action coming your way from Invercargill. The Shark Tank, the home of the Orange Army and the Southland Sharks. They trail by 5 at the half. Justin Nelson, Brent Matahari with you. And Brent, I reckon one thing that Jonathan Yim will be comfortable with is that his star forward, Josiah Alec, has only played 7 minutes, and provided he stays out of foul trouble here, I think he is a big inclusion in this second half.
Well, the interesting thing is, who's he going to guard? Is he going to guard Greta, or is he going to guard Swakala Bullock? Because the other ones are going to be going at him, trying to get that fourth.
I think he'll go to Cowart. I think that's where he'll go. It'll be the Sharks to start us off.
And both Cowart and Alec on 3 fouls. Let's see how that plays out, I guess, in this first 5 minutes of this third quarter. And third quarter is that moving quarter. And there's
Zoe Lemon again. Yep, comes out and hands over the Molten. So we're ready to go in the second half tonight. Who gets the win and jumps up the ladder?
Huge game.
It really is. We've been talking about that all night. Every little bit counts here. Boone to start us off, left it short. He had 8 points in the first half. The one stat that really jumps out to me on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet, free throws tonight. Sharks 5 of 9 in that first half. The Hawks 18 of 20.
You've got to look at the way the offense is, I guess, occurring. The Hawks are going at the basket, and you can see an inside shot there, some Swakala Bullock again. Whereas the Sharks are more in tune to shoot their 3 from the outside, working around the outside of the paint, and you're less likely to get calls out there. So,
well, of those 20 shots that the Hawks have had from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, here's Sam Timmins inside.
Monstering Yates.
Of those 20 shots that they've had, 16 have fallen to Swakala Bullock and Dan Greta, so that just emphasises the attack that those two have had. So a basket apiece to start this third quarter. Swakala Bullock's had a really good night. Yates in that battle with Sam Timmins. It's been a hard one for him.
Yeah, well, Greta said they're going to trust him, so single coverage there on Timmins. We'll see how that plays out. There's Alec on the run.
And off he goes, Josiah Alec, surrounded by white singlets. He does not care. Unable to finish. Good to see him back out there. 3 fouls.
Cowart did a great job staying clear of foul trouble.
Cowart thought he was fouled then. Everyone else wearing orange was calling for a flop. Greta did want that shot back. Asbury nearly stole it from Cowart. Yates on Alec, who has to be careful.
Yeah, they focus on attacking the player on 3 fouls sometimes can get you in trouble because you're not actually focused on running good offense.
Oh, Boone can hit threes. And he does. Had a lot of space out there on the wing, Keelan Boone. He hits nearly 4 threes a game at 45%.
No, certainly that one he'll be happy rolled in because it certainly didn't look. But there's Cowart trying to answer the question.
He's had a couple already from downtown. Boone really is the one to watch here for me. Up to 13 now. Asbury. Greta knows it as well. Greta's not leaving his side.
Boone wants another.
Back to back. Unable to finish.
Little heat check there.
Swakala Bullock. Here's Jackson Ball. He goes from deep, always looks short off the hand. Sharks with a chance to tie it up or take the lead.
Boone and Timmins again. This worked well earlier.
And it may work again here. Through hands, it ends up with Burton, a little midi.
Another midi from Burton.
Love it. Ties it up at 57 apiece.
Oh, ball game on our hands here. Ball game, and stay tuned. This is going to be exciting going down to the finish.
Burton has 7. Greta. And I'll tell you what, for a man with 3 fouls, Josiah Alec did not back down.
Ended up running into Boone there. Both players have come up all right.
Asbury has Swakala Bullock to get past. And does with force.
All right, we could maybe lock 2 now in for the highlights. This is going to be tough on the rest of the league to better those 2 dunks. That dunk.
And that might be on Swakala Bullock. It is. That won't count. Waved away. Offensive foul, Swakala Bullock. And Jonathan Yim in front of us. You would swear he's on the court with the players.
Oh, so exciting. He certainly got up for that one.
Look at this.
Certainly wanted that call.
Caleb Asprey, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
Yeah, that has that potential to make that highlights of the week.
There's Jonathan Yim, by the way.
It's a little bit more settled in this than we saw him last.
That offensive foul, he was double pumping the fists.
Timmins.
And again, just taking Yates to the cleaners. Sharks lead.
Might need an adjustment down there. Might need an adjustment. Do they make an adjustment?
He's got 22.
Send more to Timmins. Certainly single coverage is not working right now.
10 of 15 shooting. 22 points, Sam Timmins.
Ball.
Just has not been in rhythm so far, his shooting tonight, Jackson Ball. Asbury, Cowart did well in the lane. Asbury's got it in the corner, sends it inside to Alec for 2. Sharks are up and about. Timeout, Hawks. Sharks are up and about. Great start to the third quarter. They are swimming with confidence. And here's Josiah Alec.
We talked about the start of this game, how quickly the Hawks got out. And we would have looked at the scoreboard back then. I think it might have been very similar to this half. 13-4 to the Hawks, and now it's 13-4 to the Sharks. And it's the right time to do it going into this third. Get that momentum in that second half.
Well, Swakala Bullock and Greeter just need others to go with them. Jackson Ball, 4 of 11 shooting for 8 points. Lukey Yates, 1 of 4 shooting and only 2 rebounds for him. He's got 3 points. Darnell Cowart, 1 of 7 shooting, has 5 points. Greeter and Swakala Bullock just haven't got anyone else going with them.
No, I think Cowart's the key. Cowart been able to shoot that shot from the perimeter, put the ball in his hands maybe at the elbow, let him go to work as there, but the change they're making is bringing in Campbell Scott.
Well, Darnell Cowart, we know, has been out injured with a back injury. He's a big fella. We know he's a big fella. He just looks underdone.
Yeah, that injury break's obviously been a bit of a challenge for him. Looking there, Kobe Kara's coming out, giving Swakala Bullock a break as well.
Lukey Yates is a young man learning his craft. He's learning some lessons tonight, and the teacher is Sam Timmins. Let's see what the Hawks come out with. Out of that timeout, Ball, Scott's out there. They want to try and get him hot. Here's Yates. Ball on the floor. Timmins, just an awesome presence defensively.
Just the speed of the offense there probably wasn't enough time and space for Yates to operate there.
Timmins, 22.6 rebounds.
Patience here.
Alec, Timmins, little floater again. Look at Alec get after it. Ends up with Boone. Goes to it! Oh, that's as big as you'll see, ladies and gentlemen. As big as you will see.
Okay, that may be superseding the Jackson Ball block and Asprey's dunk.
And an offensive foul against Greeter. He agrees. Knew it straight away. I want to see this Keelan Boone dunk again. I reckon this is dunk of the season.
Look at this. Tack off the drive. Boom.
Whack. Straight over the top of Yates. How good was that? Crowd loving every second of that Keelan Boone dunk. Sam Cruggan not enjoying it.
Oh, there's a huge amount of intensities on the sideline. We were just talking earlier about Coach Yim and his effort, moving along the sideline on the offensive foul, and they've just got another one. Same response from Coach.
Alec wants it inside. Timmins with the floater.
Yeah, look good. Alec had him good position there. Timmins probably wanted him to get a rebound. So
15-4 run, Brent, by the Sharks.
Yeah, no, the Hawks need to stem this.
Greeter.
He's the man to do it.
And he does. Finds a path through Dan Greeter, 25 for him.
And such an awesome play. The guy's drawing so much attention. The Sharks know it's coming, but he's still able to execute. and gets himself to the rim.
He's in all-star 5 form, Dan Greeter. Timmins just fed nicely by Caleb Asbury.
Yeah, and the great screen, getting that outside shoulder, able to create a bit of space for the guard. And not enough help to come across, and maybe they need someone catching Timmins, but here's Greeter.
Oh, and Alex got 4. That's his 4th foul. Dan Greeter, the threat as always. You talked about the art of drawing fouls, and he's done that. Alex sits with 4.
They'll go to the free throw line, cut this to 4 with Greeter's 2 free throws, and they're bringing out Swakalo, Bullock, and Cowart.
I mean, it's a game of runs. It's a game of moments. You look at Keelan Boone and that massive dunk at one end moments ago, and then Alec with his 4th foul at the other, and Dan Greeter is trying to lift his team.
He's putting the backpack on. He's got a few reinforcements come onto the floor now.
He's 9 of 10 from the Chemist Warehouse as well tonight. Don't forget, every made shot from the Chemist Warehouse stripe this season. Chemist Warehouse donating money to Parks in Schools and Parks in Hoops. Wonderful program with Basketball New Zealand. And Dan Greeter's doing his bit. Oh, Timmins again. Asbury and Timmins are absolutely aligned.
Yeah, and the key is you've got Helu and Tukaha drawing players on the perimeter because they can't leave them, which allows Timmins a lot of space inside. But there's Cowart stepping up. He's talking himself up now. His voice is raising. He's feeling better about himself. So here we are, Timmins in the on-ball.
Cowart up to 8 points. Asbury with some space, answers with 3 of his own. This Sharks team, they are confident.
Yeah, and they've just gone under that screen. So Campbell Scott goes under the screen, which is what they haven't done before. Timmins is scoring when they go over, and now
Cowart back-to-back 3s? No.
Yeah, no, they needed that.
Jonathan Yim said earlier this season, Sharks had a pretty tough start to the season, and he said, just wait until we get everyone in uniform. Scott gives it up to Greeter.
Yeah, nice transition offense. Came from a turnover. Best time to go back at the other team after that turnover, that pass wayward. They're looking to run the same thing, the Sharks, putting Sam Timmins in the on-ball.
Still got Braden Inga to add to this Sharks team. He arrives in Invercargill tomorrow.
Yeah, they've got a road trip coming up, so great way to get Braden back into the unit.
Oh, Timmins is having some sort of a night. 28 points now for Sam Timmins.
Yeah, well, you know, after getting 3 on the first one, he certainly would have been high expectations for himself, and great to see the effort and the time he put over in the Japanese league, you know, coming to fruition.
Scott, that won't go. Another rebound for Timmins. That's his 7th.
Yeah, and there you have. Did Greeter or Swakalo Bullock touch the ball on that possession? That's a real challenge for Coach Grigan.
Asbury, a little bit of a heat check there. Asbury's got 14 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists now.
Yeah, it's certainly a stat filler.
Here is Greeter.
There's Greeter, a lot of space. Cooper defending, too much pushing.
Just had 2 hands on, didn't he?
Yeah.
Called for that. Well, this quarter's definitely belonged to the Sharks. 24-13 run. Sam Timmins with his fingerprints all over this.
Only 6 though, Justin, only 6 points. And you're away from home, you could just hang in there and see if you can make a run. But too many times in this building, teams have tried to hang on and haven't been able to do it. And the Sharks, once they get going, this crowd will get right on behind them.
Jackson Ball's got a little bit left in the tank for mine.
Yeah.
That is one opportunity for the Hawks. Swakalo Bullock, excellent first half. As they work the perimeter here, the Hawks. Shot clock at 5. Here is Swakalo Bullock. He's got to go. Launches. That would have been a deep 2. There is Jackson Ball. And they reload.
Fortuitous offensive rebound there.
Kara to Yates. Foul is on Timmins with the bump. Yep. Sharks coaching staff not happy with it, but it looked like a foul from here. Just pushing Yates off balance.
Yeah, great drive there. Kobe Kara just getting to the basket, going around, drawing Timmins. Nice little layoff, and Timmins just off balance running into Yates there.
Yates converts the first one. They're just getting back to Coach Yim. You know, they did have a rough start to the season and a little bit of doom and gloom maybe around the fan base. And I remember I was down here and he said to me, look, wait till the second half of the season. When we've got everyone in orange, things are going to start rolling for us. They've won 4 of their last 5. Looked like a clear foul there was. That's been picked up. Yeah, they've been in some form, haven't they?
Yeah, these last few weeks they've been rolling. And getting those wins on the board builds confidence, and you go into each game just remembering what the last game was like and being able to execute the same way, and they've had Timmins now.
Next 3 for the Sharks. Jets and Airs away next week. And then they've got the Airs at home. So back-to-back against the Airs will be interesting. A rare miss for Timmins. Next 3 for the Hawks as well. They're all on the road. Nuggets in a couple of days. And then they've got the Rams and the Giants next week.
Yeah, although no one's focusing on what's next, they're all focusing on the right now.
Sharks by 4. Late in the third. Jacob Murphy looked really good off the hand.
Yeah, did look good. Good rhythm shot.
He'll up with it.
Put it down.
Cooper lost his footing. Oh, gets it to go. Oh, how good is that?
2 seconds.
And that'll be short. So a big Tukaha Cooper basket late in the third. Sharks lead by 6. Grandstand finish coming your way in the Sal's NBL tonight. My Hockey Maya, welcome back to LT Stadium, Southland. Really good game unfolding here in the Salza NBL tonight. Thursday night, New Zealand time. Hello to all of our viewers throughout the United States on ESPN. Also through China and around the world on FIBA YouTube, and of course here on Sky Sport in New Zealand, the home of all things Salza NBL. Brent Matahari rejoins me. The Sharks 26-15 run in the third quarter. Yates with an opening chance here. Oh, that looked like a clean block for Sam Timmins. It's been called a foul, and that'll put Yates to the stripe. Importantly though, the Sharks winning that third quarter, they lead by 6, Brent. Yeah, and the home crowd are getting right into this. The music's pumping. People, you can see them shaking their knees. They want to see a Sharks team doing well down here, and they certainly, as you said, they didn't start well, but they're getting that momentum now. And this fourth quarter is so very important, and a good way to start, taking the ball inside. Yates there, getting a shot at the rim and picking up contact from Timmins. 3 times champs, of course, the Southland Sharks over the years. A couple of made baskets there from the stripe for Luke Yates. Adding some money to Hoops in Parks and Hoops in Schools with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Wonderful program that is. Timmins leaves that well short.
Yeah, and a bit of momentum can build here for the Hawks if they can finish this.
Paul. Yates. Who does he hand it off to here? It's going to go to Cowart. He's had some bright spots at times. Swakala Bullock has definitely been a leader for the Hawks. So too Greta. Asprey slapped that away, but straight into the hands of Jackson Ball. Back-to-back baskets for the Hawks.
Yeah, and that's a shot Jackson Ball didn't have to think about. He caught the ball, knew the shot, no time on the shot clock, had to pull the trigger, and nails a 3. 1 point ball game.
He's up to 11. Alec about to come back in for the Sharks. He's got 4 fouls. A little bit of a bump and grind screen there set by Sam Timmins, and he's been plucked for it, the offensive foul.
Yeah, just 2 fouls quickly for Timmins. I don't think foul trouble's an issue for him, but he's going to take a break. And to certainly be the dominant factor. No, that's 4. So 4 fouls on Timmins, 4 fouls on Alec. And a whole lot of time to go here in the 4th.
Yeah, they're 2 players that the Sharks need out there. Alec does come in for Timmins.
And the way that the Hawks are able to drive at the hoop and create foul chances.
Cowart gets Boone off the floor, attacks Alec, who has to back out. Again, Alec stands up straight. Did well enough in the end. Can't do much else than that, Josiah Alec, and somehow he's won it and could score. Fouled by Greta.
Greta hand up straight away. The intent was to prevent the easy basket. Managed that and sends Alec to the Chemist Warehouse, who spent a lot of time sitting down. So could be a good foul.
Well, Josiah Alec at the other end defensively looked like New Zealand's largest orange traffic cone. He just stood there and did not move.
Yeah, there's a few of those around.
He said, if you're going to shoot, you can shoot over me, around me, under me, but I'm not moving.
Well, I called it. He's been sitting down. I'm picking him to make this one.
There are a few. He didn't make that one. He missed both. There are a few traffic cones around the roads in New Zealand. I have noticed that in my time here. What is it about that?
Safety first. Safety always.
Some of them haven't moved for the last 6.5 years that I've been here.
If they're in Dunedin, they will have moved. They'll be on Castle Street.
Swakala Bullock. Oh, got it to go, Swakala Bullock. And look at this.
That's the lead.
Hawks up by 1. They've scored the last 7. Great start to the last quarter for the Big Barrel Hawke's Bay Hawks. Asbury, tough, step back, in and out.
Yeah, had the mismatch on Cowart, thought he could get a bit of space, did that, and then just missed the 2.
Cowart pulls up for 3. Yates drags it down, stolen out of his hands.
By Alec, great got play there, on 4 fouls, long time to go, but still willing to make that effort.
Asbury on the drive, took the bump. Alec got a hand on it, won it back to Asbury, who stepped on the sideline. What a killer that is. Timeout for the Sharks coming up. Jonathan Yim wants to chat. The Hawks dominating the opening 2.5 minutes of this last quarter. A 7-zip run. They go from 6 down to 1 up.
And that swings of momentum. Certainly basketball. I mean, 7 points is potentially only 3 possessions. So you're looking at this swing going one way, the swing going other. It's just whether the Sharks can bounce back really quickly and stem that tide.
There's the large nonna. QR code on screen. That's available until next Tuesday with thanks to Sal's. I just want to point out how important this game is tonight. It really feels like a defining moment for these two teams. Here's the Sal's NBL ladder coming into this one tonight. Of course, the Airs took down the Bulls last night. So there's the top 6. Tuatara sitting 6th, 5 wins, 6 losses. What I'm really interested in is when we go to the second page. Of course, it's a final 6. There's the Hawks in 7th, 5 and 6. There's the Sharks in 8th, 5 and 6. That's how big tonight is.
One of these teams are going to the top 6 on the back of this game.
They most certainly will. So a vital one unfolding right here in the deep south, as I like to call it, Brent.
The deep south, the deep south. Yeah, just probably 10-15 kilometres down there is the Southern Ocean. So
yeah.
you are well below the I think maybe the 43rd parallel. So we're pretty close to that Antarctica.
Bluff a little bit further down the
Oh,
road.
now you're talking oysters and seafood. So
Best in the world. It's best in the world.
Rakiura just over there. Just a little quick swim away. Maybe about 4 or 5 hours. Watch the great whites, the sharks.
So much to see and do in this part of the world. Wonderful, beautiful place in New Zealand. Offensive foul against Swanka Labulik as Caleb Asbury not only hits the floor but gets up smiling with a little bit of a smirk on his face.
There's a few offensive fouls, and that's Swakalo Bullock on 4. So fouls playing a real factor in this game here. Some of the big names.
Timmins and Alec have 4. Cowart has 3. Swakalo Bullock has 4. Greeder has 3. Sharks have not scored in the 4th quarter. Burton looking to change that. Tukaha Cooper back to Burton for 3. In and out.
Great box out there. Yates clearing the way. Alec obviously hunting offensive rebounds.
Timmins about to come back in.
Yeah, walking in front of us. But there's Jack's. Oh,
Was there contact there?
contact with the ball by the looks. So it's certainly.
Well, he came through sideways, so you don't get sideways without running into something. I just wonder what he ran into. The only reason I didn't see it is because Sam Timmins was standing in front of us. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Watch Jackson Ball here. He's sideways.
Not too much. I think it's just those young athletic guys can get into positions where they jump sideways.
There you go. So maybe the right decision there. Intercept, good steal from Boone.
Yeah, just unfortunate they couldn't get the post up there. Greeder. See the intensity of this game really starting to lift now.
Boone. Oh, the pass to Timmins was never there. Greeder just picked it.
Throwing bounce passes to 7-footers.
Greeder to Ball. Ball with that look on his face.
Yes.
Gets it to go. So Jackson Ball with some big moments. He's up to 13 now, and he took that ball from outside the key, Brent, like a young man possessed.
Yeah, no, he obviously had one thing on his mind after missing out on that dunk. He was going, I'm going right back to this. Oh, and just Campbell Scott caught a little off balance there, and Asbury very cleverly picks up the foul.
Well, none of the play that unfolded after that is going to count, but Asbury with the around the back pass to Alec in the corner. Alec hit the 3.
Yeah, it's easy when there's no pressure on.
Shot clock at 13. Asbury, Scott tracking him. Asbury creates space and makes the basket. That's their first score of the quarter.
Well, they need to keep going. They need to get back into this because it was certainly heading south for them.
They break a 9-zip run. Cowart misses the 3. Asbury to Burton. Burton to Alec.
Boom.
Alec to Boone. One dribble, one step, 3. Boom!
Yeah, and you can hear it here in the stadium. People getting excited. Back-to-back baskets.
Sharks retake the lead. Order restored for the home team. Scott, Yates, Timmins. Yates wins the battle.
Yeah, you got so many players out there in foul trouble. Been a little bit tentative here. 5 minutes to go. Not playing a part yet.
Been a tough night for Luca Yates, but that was a good basket. And
who's
right back at ya. Slamming Sam Timmins.
It's on Greeder.
Well, Yates was called out to defend, and this is what opened up. Look at this. In fact, Greeder got sucked to the ball as well, and Campbell Scott came across and fouled Sam Timmins.
4 fouls.
So Scott takes a seat now. Sam Timmins, a 30-piece for him tonight. There's Sam Gruggan watching on, pacing the sidelines. He knows what's at stake tonight. Timmins short on the iron. Look at Boone get after it.
Really important rebound there for the Hawks. Here's Ball again.
He's feeling it right now, Jackson Ball. Just got stuck underneath. Rebound Timmins. Asbury with the pass to Alec. Was absolutely on a dime.
Just slightly in behind. Just couldn't quite get the handle on that. The intent was there. That's one of those, you're just wishing it to stick, and it doesn't. Because right now, a little break, a 4-point lead is going to be huge for any team.
Just threaded the needle, didn't he, Caleb Asprey?
I tell you what, thank you for bringing me down for this one, Justin. This is exciting.
We rode that pass. Greeter bodied out of it by Cooper. I reckon that's fair enough. I reckon that's a good call. I know the Sharks are jumping up, but I think Greeter's run was impeded there.
Yeah, agreed. It's that freedom of movement. Players should be allowed to move around the floor.
Yep.
And he wasn't able to do that. It was open for that pass. Another nice pass in the Cowett, looking for connect there.
I think when Jonathan Yim watches the replay back later, not that he'll have our commentary turned up, but I think he'll agree with that call. What do the Hawks do here? Ball, really like what he's brought in this last quarter, the young man. Sends it out to Cowett.
Oh, they leave him.
Got some space over Alec, and that is way off to the left. He's lost all shooting form in the last quarter and a bit. Tukaha Cooper, Boone keeps it alive.
That's what's going to win this game. These efforts made, and there's Boone making that effort. We talked about Alec's effort, but there right now is Boone making that effort to create that second shot.
Alec steps back on Cowett. I know there's a lot of foul trouble out there at the moment, but there are some players playing big moments in this game. Greeter, Cowett, he's given up the shot. Greeter just muscling his way through is fouled. Who is this on? Surely Cooper takes the foul here. They don't want Alec.
Yeah, it's Cooper.
Margin at 4.
Chemist Warehouse Town. 4 on Cooper. It seems to be a popular number tonight.
I'll tell you why Darnell Cowett probably needs to put the shot in the rack. 2 of 14 tonight.
Yeah. You look back on those stats and you're like, if only.
He's 2 of 12 from beyond the arc. He's taking a drink on the sidelines at the moment. Darnell Cowett staying on the floor. He's got to become facilitator because he's got 6 assists. I mean, he had 6 assists at half-time.
Yeah, but the thing is, don't go to sleep on him.
Yep.
If you're the Sharks, you can't sleep on that because he's capable of hitting those shots.
A couple of baskets there for Greeter. 31 for him. And an offensive foul on Timmins. He's done. So, a legal screen, and Sam Timmins is out of the game. This is a massive moment with 3.5 to play. A massive moment.
Massive moment. Just the guard fighting over the screen, getting clipped on the outside hip. That's more about not what Sam's doing, it's more about what the guard's doing, setting that screen up.
30 points, 8 rebounds for Sam Timmins tonight. It is a big game, but gee, the Sharks would have loved to have had him for the next 3.5.
Or overtime.
Or overtime, yep. That's a good call. Maybe the moment the Hawks needed. Cowett, pass to Ball.
Nope.
Ball for 3, a miss. Yates gets after it, so too Alec, who sends it straight back to Swaka. Sharks have done that twice tonight.
Yeah, those little mistakes, you rue those little mistakes at the end of the game where you're throwing the ball to the wrong team. Sometimes even better, just throw it as far as you possibly can down the other end.
Sharks need Boone here. Boone's got to really rise up here. 16 points for him tonight. Ball with the foul. Asprey played that well.
Yeah, no, he talked to the referee. It got hit once, and then Jackson went back and had a swipe at it. Got some contact, and he's going to the Chemist Warehouse.
Swaka 4 fouls. Dan Greeter 4 fouls. Josiah Alec has 4 fouls. Tukaha Cooper has 4 fouls. Sam Timmins fouled out. The dominant force tonight. 30 points for him. Asprey's building some numbers as well, Brent.
Yeah, it's coming into his own now. Certainly be able to finish out this ball. If the ball's in his hand, he makes these plays.
I reckon we let everyone know in the pre-game that this was going to be a nail-biter tonight.
We did. You were well warned.
It has delivered, hasn't it? Edge of your seat stuff in the Sal's NBL tonight. Greeter adds another 2. No, he doesn't. That's come off Alec. But the Sharks get it back. I felt like that came off Alec.
No, pushed out of there by Yates.
Fair enough.
From behind.
Greta so close there. It looked home, didn't it?
Yeah, no, just a slightly bump off the front. Just a different look now from the Sharks. Obviously play a little different than when Timmins isn't on the floor, but they've been doing this all season.
Asbury, got it back. Turned it over and got it back. Bang for three.
Timeout, Gruggen.
Talk about fortuitous. Sam Gruggen is absolutely furious. He is furious.
He's furious about the call down the other end, the out of bounds call.
Look at that, ball had it. Asbury took it back. Zoe Burton. I mean, can I just send a cheerio out to 7-year-old Zoe Lemon, who she was sitting around here behind us somewhere. Zoe Lemon was the ball carrier tonight.
Yeah.
And
favourite player.
And just before she went out, we said, hey, let us know who your favourite player is and we'll give it a call out. Zoe Burton.
Zoe Burton.
Zoe Lemon, Zoe Burton has delivered.
Zoe Burton from the corner, I said it, all these corners are his. You could call them the Alonzo Burton corners because he's always standing there, he's always ready. He did that in the 3x3.
Yeah.
He was in those corners, hitting threes when Southland, I think they won it a couple back to back.
He has been
loves this gym.
He's been a star for this organisation, Zoe Burton. 10 points in the game. He's got a couple of triples tonight. And none bigger than that. Sharks lead by 5.
Southland with 2 timeouts and a BNZ player timeout.
Yep. Still got the BNZ.
Hawks with 1 timeout and a BNZ.
Both teams in the bonus, by the way. Both teams in the bonus.
5-point lead without Timmins on the floor. Sharks playing, I guess, back like they were in weeks 1 to 8.
Alec has the 4 fouls, of course. Keep an eye on that.
As do Greta.
And Smichael LeBullock. Which way will this one go tonight? Out of the Hawks timeout. Ball spinning on Asbury. Got the size on him and finishes. This young man just continues to grow before our eyes.
That's outstanding play. Just giving him the keys and say, this is you.
He's a star.
Take him to the hoop.
He is a star.
Caleb Asbury is no shit on defense. He can play.
Asbury looking to respond. Greta rebound. Martin at
3 to tie.
Look who's got it. Jackson Ball is seriously feeling it right now. There's a foul off the ball here. Now, is this against Johnny Hilloo or Yates? Because it's 2 shots either way. It's against Johnny Hilloo. Yep. So holding on under the basket. And that's going to put Lukey Yates to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Well, these are big free throws. Last 2 minutes. Clock stops after every made basket.
He's 4 of 4 from here tonight. Make that 5 of 5. Has not missed. Hawks are 27 of 29.
Well, we need more hoops around the community, so let's hope he gets this one too.
Well, in a 2-point ball game, which is about to become, in fact, it'll stay at 2. That's come off Greta. In a 2-point ball game, the Hawks are 27 of 29.
27 of 30 now?
27 of 30, sorry, they are. And the Sharks, 7 of 14.
You'd hate to see that on the day after a game. And I see there's some fingernails being bitten around the stadium.
Boone. I really think he can land a couple of blows here, Boone. We know he's capable. Now he gets on the drive. Cowart just stood his ground. That was excellent defence in the end.
Oh, and Asbury almost comes up with a foul, but there's it with Ball. Cowart, can he hit one?
He's had a cold night.
Oh, I told you can't go to sleep on him.
So Darnell Cowart, who was 2 of 12 from deep before that shot, has given the Hawks the lead. Crowd on their feet.
1-point ball game.
Just over a minute to play. I reckon you called overtime. Asbury, Alec. Hawks come up with it. And now they have the run of the momentum here.
And coach wants a timeout on a make.
Jared Kenny will be on the edge of his seat right now watching this game. Cowart's just hit a 3. Now he sends it outside. Jackson Ball! Back-to-back 3s for the Hawks. And boy, are they happy. They lead by 4 with 39.6 to play. Cowart delivered 1 blow. Jackson Ball delivers perhaps a dagger. Wow.
3-4 possessions. You've got timeouts in play, one each, and a BNZ for each team. This game is still in the balance, but that was a massive shot. Jackson Ball steps up, knows he's got to shoot it, and knocks down that three.
How good has Jackson Ball's last quarter been?
Mate, he just that look in his eye and just
said, "Give me the ball." Just said, "Give me the ball."
He's created so much by just being aggressive and going to the basket.
You reckon the coaching staff of the Wisconsin Badgers are pretty happy watching games of
Is it official?
Sells
is it official?
Yeah, it is, yep.
It's official?
Well, it is now. No, it is. You reckon they're happy watching games of Sells NBL on ESPN in the middle of the night in the United States? They got Hayden Jones about to arrive, and a year later they got Jackson Ball on their doorstep.
And look who he's playing against. They can all go back and go, oh, so this guy was in the NCAA, this guy was NCAA, and he's cooking them.
If that school isn't turning Kiwi right now, like, man, they have got some serious talent coming their way.
Yeah, they certainly have.
What do the Sharks do?
No, it's advanced, so it's going to be short. I think there's probably the Sharks got about two, maybe three opportunities to score.
Got to come up with something. They're down by 4, crowd on their feet. Can they land a blow here? Look, right off the hand from Boone. He just left it about a foot short.
Foul's been called. They got a foul.
Cooper leans in on Ball. That Keelan Boone shot, we're sitting right behind that. That looked home.
It did. It looked home. But
just
that's
short.
Tukaha with 5, so he plays no further part.
Yeah, Cooper's out of the game. But more importantly for Hawks fans, that's going to put Jackson Ball, the star of this last quarter, to the Chemist Warehouse drive. He's already there. He's waiting. Of course, the Sharks need to bring a player in. That's what the hold-up is here. As they decide, in fact, they've got Johnny Halou who stepped on. Coward steps off. Scott comes on for the Hawks. We're going to try and...
Well, for me, Justin, it's Ball and then Cowart with a couple of plays from Cowart. Couple of special plays, that 3 he hit, and then the finding Ball for hit that 3.
Well, Darnell Cowart shooting-wise had a dirty night. A dirty night, right?
Yeah.
But that 3, and this kid here, I mean, this kid is special. He's just added another one, misses that, margin at 5. Plenty of time. There he is, Jackson Ball! Fouled on the shot. Well, we can't talk enough about this young man. We just simply cannot. Smart on the inbound. In fact, it wasn't the inbound, it was the pass across court. Straight through the lane. Fouled there. He's back to the Chemist Warehouse. It's just such a pleasure watching this guy grow, isn't it?
Oh, look, he's just... The world's at his feet. The world really, the basketball world's at his feet. The way he's playing, his aggressiveness, he plays both. He's not like he's shirking on defense. He's picking up the big matchups and having to defend.
Well, he's hit 2 there. I'll tell you how good he is. He's about to head off to the Under-19 World Cup, and he can go again next time around. That's how good he is.
Well, he's a bottom major in the Under-17, so he must be, I think, you've run out of bottom major. So, yeah.
BNZ player timeout called by the Sharks. There's that QR code. Ticket to the big game with thanks to BNZ. We love seeing you out at these Sal's NBL games. Grab your friends, grab some free tickets with thanks to BNZ. Here we go. Sharks have got to move quickly. They're down by 7.
And that's happened so fast. That's 7 points. It's happened so fast.
And stormed home. Ball with the block. Asbury's got to get something up quickly here. Gave it up to Alec. He had that pass there for Alec, just gave it up. And the Hawks are going to win. Scott to Ball. Time running down. 3 on the clock. Do they get up something late here? They know every point counts. They won't. And that'll do us. What a win tonight for the Big Barrel Hawke's Bay Hawks. Wow. How impressive was that?
Oh, look, super. I'm going to go try catch a man of the moment, Jackson Ball, and have a chat with him.
So home by 7. Sharks dominated the 3rd quarter, winning at 26-15. And then the Hawks have stormed home with a 27-14 last quarter to get the win here tonight in Invercargill. So many stars, so many big plays, so many highlights, and as we said coming in, this felt like a turning point game, a defining moment for these two teams. Hawks get the win. They jump back up into the top 6. Sharks go down by 7. And they've got to play catch up, don't they? Let's head down to Brent. He's got the young star with him, Jackson Ball.
I'm here with man of the moment, Jackson Ball. And look, that last quarter, you got that look in your eye. Was it a word from coach?
No, I knew the magnitude of the situation. This is a must-win game for us, and I try to put it all out there, give it my all.
Greeter and Swakalo Bullock really stood up in the first half, but that final quarter, you connected with Cowart, and you're able to. He knocks down a 3, you knock down a 3, and game over.
Yeah, me and Dano have been here since the start of the season. We've built a good connection with each other, and shout out to Greeds and Swak for holding it down for us in the first quarter. They were unreal.
Yeah, and you mentioned it before, you knew what the magnitude of the game was. What does this mean for you guys going down the stretch?
This is a great start to our road trip. We got 3 more road games, so it really builds a good precedent for what we want to do on this road trip, get 3 more wins.
Hey, thank you for taking the time for talk to us, and best luck in Dunedin.
Thank you very much.
He's good, isn't he? He's really good. 17 years of age. And he just continues to rise so quickly. Jackson Ball, a massive last quarter tonight. He ends up with 21 in the game to go with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal and 2 blocks. What a special outing for him, and what a big win for the Hawks. Chemist Warehouse stats, Sam Timmins fouled out. That was a turning point in this game. He ends with 30. Greeter, exceptional right throughout, 31 for him. Spiker LeBullock, huge start tonight, has 23, and there is the young man Jackson Ball storming home to finish with 21. Let's have a look at the rebounds. Boone and Alec, 11 apiece. Alec battled foul trouble most of the night. Greeter, double-double for him with 10 rebounds. As we have a look at the assists, Asbury, he really stuffed the stat sheet. He had 9 assists. Cowart ended up with 8, and just when we spoke about it, Brent, late in the last quarter, just saying maybe give up the shot, start to feed again. He really started to open things up for the Hawks, and he landed a blow himself.
You were the one that said give him the shot, and I said that might come back to bite them. But yeah, I think Cowart the way they finished really, really well. And Jackson mentioned it then. They've been there from the start. They built a great connection. They know where to find each other, and I think that really sets them up, as he said, for these next 3 games away.
Yeah, it does. Hawks have got the Nuggets in a couple of days' time. They're on the road again next week for a double on the South Island against the Rams and the Giants. And you just feel if they get a couple of those, maybe all 3, maybe, but if they get at least 2, it does make things really interesting. No game's easy in the NZNBL. Let's have a look ahead. Tomorrow night, the Phi and the Saints. Saints in a bit of form, but the Phi tomorrow night have Anzac Rosetto and Mojave King coming into that team.
How many Kiwi? Is that a full Kiwi team now?
I don't think so. No. But is it? That's a good question.
Yeah,
well, they just let 2 imports go, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Mo was born in Dunedin.
He was. Giants and the Rams Saturday afternoon. Tom Ingham joining me for that one. I'm looking forward to that. This Giants run of form, we're about to see just how good it is, because they're coming up against the buzzsaw known as the Canterbury Rams.
Yeah, well, if you don't follow the Giants on social media, you should. They've got some of the best things going on, and they've got a bit of confidence about them at the moment, and they'll pack that Trafalgar Centre and welcome the Rams into their stadium, and I'm sure they'll be hospitable right up until the opening tip.
And then it all changes. Nuggets and the Hawks coming your way Saturday night. The Hawks looking for the Southern swing double after their win tonight. And how about this one on Sunday? Early game. Caleb Asbury comes past us and gives a fist pump. He was good tonight. Jets and the Bulls on Sunday, 12 noon for the Rapid League, 1 p.m. for the Salsa NBL. Jets coming off a hiding against the Saints, and the Bulls coming off some down form as well. There's one other game on Sunday. Also live on Sky Open from 3 p.m. Tuatara up against the Saints. That'll be a good battle. But the winners tonight. What a game for the Hawks. They get home by 7. Sum it up in 7 words for me.
Game of runs. Hawks come out on top.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. There we go. Hope you enjoyed it. On behalf of Brent Matahati, everybody here with the Sky Sport team, Justin Nelson wishing you all the very best for a Thursday evening. A good one for the Hawks. They take down the Sharks by 7. We'll see you tomorrow night.